welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United Direction, the channel for football and global Man United fans everywhere. Happy Sunday. Welcome to our Sunday fan pod. Right. Today we are talking about so much things that's happened to United over this week. Joining us from the UK is Vim. Vim, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
As you all know, Houston Red Army is being represented currently now by the controversial Benzi. Benzi, welcome to the show, mate.
Hey man, how you guys doing, man?
We're good, we're good. Now, as you know, it has been an absolute chronological order of one thing after the other. If it was like all successful things, we won't have a problem. But this whole week, because football world has just talked about Man United after being crushed by Arsenal, then Sancho calling Eric Ten Hag a liar, then Anthony being accused, then being dropped by Brazil, girlfriend sent a video out, another woman came out, woman number 3 came out. Now United have now said, him and the United have agreed, I need to take time out. How is where we are as a club? Is this an organizational issue, or is this a player issue, or is this just United? Just people are saying it's bad luck. I don't believe it's bad luck. Vin, quickly go into start us off, please.
I think it's a combination of many things. It's a combination of the ownership, it's a combination of players we choose to buy. There was actually a fascinating documentary about Alex Ferguson on last night, Never Give In. And it was about his selection of the players that he wanted at the club. He wanted players that had a good family background, a good working spirit, a good working ethic. He wanted people that were really would fight for his badge and put everything on the line. And I just think the caliber of players that we have nowadays is just a mishmash of everything. Just, we look at form and think, oh yeah, this guy's good. Let's bring him along to the club. He's going to have an impact on life. But what's he like as a person? What's his character like? What's his mentality for work? What's his work ethic like? And I don't think a lot of these things are being looked at anymore.
Right.
Whereas Ferguson days, he would be very meticulous in the kind of person that he brings to the club and stays at the club. He doesn't want this type of trash that we're bringing through the door nowadays.
Right. So do you think it's because, do you think that those methods he implemented then, would they work in today's football? Those traditions going to meet the family? Because football has really changed from that to now.
It's really changed, but you look at it, right? What is a club? A club is a collection of people that come together for a common purpose. And so if we're going to come together and bring together 22 or 25 players, I want those 25 players the best that they possibly can be in every aspect. Not only good footballers, but they've got the right mentality, they've got the right spirit, fighting spirit, fight to the end, never give in. If I have to choose 25 players from a population of 7 billion, I should be very particular about who I bring to the club, and not just people that the Glazers think are good, or people that past CEOs like Woodward think are good. They don't really put in the time and the research. They don't look into the player's background.
Right.
They don't go to meet the players anymore. Fergie would go to the players club and take them out for dinner and get to really know him, get to really understand the players. Does it really happen anymore?
I don't think so. It's all the players and agents. I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Yeah.
I think everything's done by club administrators and all that stuff. If they even, I think that's where it is. So Ben, do you agree with him that it's the what Fergie used to do, as in go and meet the players? Fergie, even there was a time, once upon a time, Lee Sharp and Ryan Giggs were having a party. Fergie heard about it, got up from his bed, went to the party, kicked all the girls out, and took the boys out of the house. That was what he used to do. These days, I think they're gonna call the agent that this guy's trying to embarrass me on social media. Where do you stand in terms of discipline of players these days?
I mean, I don't think that the way things the way Fergie did it back then would work now, just because I mean it's almost like a different generation, in my opinion. And I think like you see stuff like looking at the Sancho comments, right? Stuff like that wouldn't happen during Fergie's time. Also, the use of social media. Social media is more has really opened things up now. Players have different outlets they can use to voice their opinion, express themselves, and back then you couldn't.
Then they just go through a friend who was in the media to give their voice out. Yeah.
So it's
you see a lot of people from City going on social media and outing the club.
But the thing
Yep.
is, again, too, when your team is not, when your club is not run properly, you're gonna get stuff like this, right? When a team like City, you don't really see stuff from City that much, really, because the club is run properly. They win
That's part of the
trophies.
culture.
They have a
That's the
they have
culture.
yeah. It's and it all starts from the top, right? It all starts from the top. They're run properly. They win trophies. They have a manager that is like that the club backs every day with whatever he wants to do. And so it's you can't go against Pep. If you go against Pep, you're out. If you voice anything at all, I mean, no player will have the audacity to go against Pep. It's because of the culture. It's because of the way the club's run. The club is a properly run club. In our case, is the total opposite. So you're gonna get stuff like this at United again. I keep saying this. Everything goes up to the owners and the way the clubs run. So everything is gonna tie up to that.
Right.
So,
Ken.
I also wanted to add. Sorry, I don't want
Yeah,
to
go
add.
on, go on, Vin.
Pep is in the same mold as how Fergie used to be, but you'll also see another club, the Red Club of Liverpool, that also behave in the same way. No one ever disrespects Klopp. Whatever happens in Liverpool stays in Liverpool. You don't
In-house.
see it
yeah.
splashed over the media. Both of those guys, Klopp and Pep, are in Fergie's mold. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but they have very similar characteristics. They've almost built themselves to be the way Fergie used to manage his club.
Pretty much, yeah.
Ken, welcome to the show. Ken's representing UK. Ken, welcome on. Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We just talked about the chronological order of the things that have happened since the Arsenal defeat to Anthony, to Sancho, woman number 1, number 2, number 3, and now he's now off. So we're saying, Vim talked about a segment of what Fergie did and said what he did when by the club used to go meet the family, understand your background and see how you were raised, that kind of thing. I'm saying, would that work in today's football in reference to the things that happen to players running their mouth, don't respect the manager, he's not playing me. But it comes down to also the leaks in the club. People just, because back in the day, with no social media, players had a journalist friend who's, okay, give me some info, what's the latest? You see what I mean? But now, they have agents now, they have social media, they have brands they protect, they want to satisfy the followers and all this, and oh, this guy's not going to just diss me on public social media, I've got to speak back. Where are we in terms of, can you not, what Fergie did then, can it work in today's football?
Yeah, the one thing we need to realize is winning masks issues.
It does,
and
really.
and
That's
drama.
what Ben said. You're very correct.
Yeah, winning masks it big time. Don't get it twisted. Look at Cancelo at
Man City.
Man City. If he was at United, it would have been the same thing. Look at the way he was handled, because he knows that, look, Pep's not going anywhere, right? He knows that if he messes up, the is it Saudis who owns City again? The Saudi owners or
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi? Yeah, sorry, yeah, the Abu Dhabi owners will get rid of him, and they're more than happy to cancel contracts. And this is where we are. If a player goes against Pep, that player can't win, because they would Pep, the owners are quite happy to cut ties and cut their losses and get rid. We can't do that. So because players know that we can't do that, that's why they keep disrespecting our managers, because they know that. Look at Maguire, for example. Oh, we've accepted 30 million for you. Could you go? No, I need 12 million. Oh, we can't give you 2. Can you accept 6, please? 7, maybe? This is where we are. Yeah, we're literally begging players to leave. So a player can then disrespect the manager, because they know that at the end of the day, I know I'm still going to play. I know that they won't cut my contract. Worst case scenario, I could go on loan. I'm still going to win. So that's what it is. When you're winning, things tend to die down. But it all boils down to the ownership of the club. That's why all these things are happening, and we're not winning. We're not winning.
And all this came on the back of United losing at Emirates
There you
last
go.
Sunday. So
There you go.
with
If we won that
everything,
game, it won't be as magnified as it is right now. It
right,
wouldn't be as magnified as it is right
especially the
now. Yeah.
Sancho issue.
Yep, exactly. No one would have cared about Sancho because he would have said the manager would have said, "Oh yeah, he wasn't up to levels," and people would just go,
But
"Okay, yeah, maybe he work out,
his
work harder."
statement saying he's been made the scapegoat, that there's more to this, which you see the way his social media information was like he was supposed to dig in more. I said, this, I'm a scapegoat. There's more to this. This is not the first part. This was a guy who sent you away for 3 months to go get your mental and physical awareness sorted out. You've
Yeah,
had
but
issues.
the thing is, Tim, this is not the first time Sanchez used that word scapegoat. He
Yes,
used it when at Dortmund when he got found
yes,
out as well.
yeah.
Scapegoat. So it's not the first time he's used that word. So yeah, it's just where we are, as you know, and then Anthony as well. I don't know if you guys have talked about
No,
Anthony
we're
just
going on
yet.
to it next.
Yeah.
So, Joe, welcome to the show. Houston Red Army, Joe, the Soul Man. Welcome to the show, brother. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday.
No, good afternoon.
So, we were talking about, the issues with United in terms of where we are as a club, going from Sunday's defeat to Sancho calling him a lie, the manager lie, Anthony being accused by woman number one, number two, number three, him now being dropped by Brazil. Now he's now said, I'm going to take time out. But Bems and Vim already said it's a culture that is not being addressed, whereby back in the day, Ferguson used to mix the players, parents know the family upbringing. So what's saying, would that system work in today's society? They've said Man City have players, but because they're winning, everything's dealt with in-house. I mean, look at the Mendy thing. As big as the Mendy thing was, it never really
Exactly.
think of the Mendy one. Mendy was literally went to court, went to trial.
Multiple rape charges.
So is it because
Multiple.
Man United are this magnified global entity that is a media thing, it sells papers as well? Do you guys think that also accumulates to that? Yeah.
It's a lot of things, but yeah, it's definitely those two things. One, yeah, we sell papers, man. I didn't know how dependent British journalism was, especially in the football world. But it just seems like everything we do is like on a magnifying glass.
Yes.
Everything is a scandal. We're like the new royals. I don't know, like it feels like that's the approach, right? Where like the royals could just do anything like mundane, but like it'll turn into like a scandal, right? And there's that, and we certainly don't make it easy on ourselves because we're ran like shit. We are not making it easy on ourselves at all as an organization. There are certain things you don't think other teams have baby moms and ex-girlfriends. Like we're the only ones that got ex-girlfriends. Like it's the way of it's definitely the culture. It's our recruiting is not like they're supposed to have, like teams are supposed to have investigators. Like
Exactly.
So either the team already knew this and they fumbled it anyway, or they didn't know it, which is a fumble, So again, yeah, it's like there's a lot of people in charge that are supposed to be handling this. Like you can't expect with all the stuff that Erik ten Hag has to achieve at this club, knowing the ins and outs of these players and their ex-girlfriends and stuff. Nah, man, no. That can't. You can't tell me that's the only way we can not have these kind of issues. For us to have a manager that, on top of the Himalayan task of getting this team to play proper, entertaining football, he also now has to worry about their personal lives. Nah, man, this is not on Erik ten Hag. This is on the management of this
on the
team.
management, so
Yeah,
we all agree it's the way the club is run and not looking at the players' backgrounds. I mean, we could see, some of us have seen on the field, Anthony has this fiery character. He, as small as he is, he doesn't like being pushed around. I can see it. But when woman number one, the first girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, Gabriella Catalini, she said the club sent a doctor an officer, support officer, when he headbutted her and cut her lip and dislodged her her breast implant. She said the club sent a
Yo, that's
doctor to
wild.
her,
That's one hell of a
which
hit.
is what the club has denied it. I don't know who to believe either. Anthony said he didn't hit her, he didn't give her a headbutt, he didn't dislodge her breast implant. The club said they didn't send anybody to the house, to the hotel. So who's lying here? Who do we believe? And do you believe Anthony? Do you believe the ex-girlfriend? Do you believe Manchester United say they didn't send anybody? Because she said they sent the person so they don't go to a public hospital. I don't know what to believe anymore. Ben,
I mean,
Joe, go on.
I mean, I was listening to what she was saying and everything, and then when you throw in it dislodged my breast implants, I'm like, yo, what kind of hit is this? Like, what kind of like it seems now it's looking exaggerated, you know. But at the end of the day, I think I saw some pictures. I mean, obviously there was an altercation.
Yes,
and
there seems to be an altercation.
It's up to him as a man to not let himself to not put himself in that kind of situation. All right, you hit a woman, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. Like that's just not a thing. He already got a hot temper. His attitude on the pitch doesn't necessarily help the image because it's not like he was like Fred, you know. He's a bit of a madman on the pitch
holy
too.
water.
You know, like if something like this came out on Fred, we'd be like, what? Really? You know, it would be like a surprise. But with Anthony, it's like, yeah, okay, I can see. The road could have forked either way. You know, it would seem so. You know, it's unfortunate, but the team has to rebound from this. Like already start thinking about who to pick up next. Let's start looking. Let's go back and let's start concentrating on the transfer window for January. Let's start looking at getting Sancho out. If that's what we're gonna do, if we're gonna reconcile. That's what we're gonna do. It's just that we need to. I have no confidence that this team is gonna this management is gonna handle this thing at all in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Kay, welcome to the show. Kay representing the UK, the smiley one. How are you, brother? Welcome on.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys?
Not bad. We're just analysing how the club has gone from Arsenal's beating to Sancho calling him a liar to Anthony, number 1, 2, and 3 women all coming out to say he's an abuser and this and that, to him now saying, I'm taking time out. Is it a club culture of not looking at the caliber of players they're recruiting? Or is this just modern day football? Or is it just Man United brings news? Because there must be other players. Thomas Partey did the same thing. His girlfriend, he took her to Ghana, you know, whatever happened there. He still played for the club, but nothing really came out. Or is it just Man United, everything has been magnified?
It's a bit of everything, really. It's because Man United, because of the leadership, because of the management, the respect levels within the club. Things happen every day in every club, but you don't hear about them because they've got respect for each other, got respect for the management, they've got respect for the club. Our club's just everyone. It's like what's happened over the years when we sign players. Everyone's out to get what they can from the club. They're not there. I don't think a lot of those players are there for the right reason. And in fact, I remember watching a podcast recently. They were saying Ferguson used to drill it into players, and Bobby Charlton, that it's a privilege to play for this club. Wherever you go, you represent this club. I think a lot of these players forget that. So it's just, yeah, it's a shame.
Do you think these players still believe that today? I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's still drilled into the head that when they wear that badge, anywhere they go, they are represent Manchester United. I don't know. I don't think modern day footballers think like that anymore.
I think social media, they just get carried away. Whereas footballers back in the day, they went to certain places. They went to places that were safe. Whereas nowadays, there's a camera phone anywhere. So I think the circles people keep nowadays, because obviously footballers back then earned a lot of money, but not like they do now. A lot of people are hanging around footballers because they know they've got a lot of money. They've got a lot of influence of to be seen with a footballer brings followers, brings
Right.
things like that. Whereas back in the
Okay.
day, there wasn't that much of a push. If you were seen with a footballer, it wasn't that big a deal.
Right. So now that Sancho has called you Eric Ten Hag a liar, I think that the latest update we have now is they're going to have a talk to reconcile this issue. He hasn't brought it. I don't think he's taken his statement down. It's still on social media. That guy comes across, to me personally, I think the guy comes across as very hot-headed and very stubborn. That's what I perceive from what I've seen, how he's worked with other teams. You know, he doesn't like being told what to do. And because a friend of mine who plays football with his dad, Dan, I don't know where they play football. I think he said this. Sancho just bought his dad £1 million house somewhere in Surrey, and my friend plays football with his dad, and you know, his son. He said his son back in the day is a hot-headed guy, but that hot-headed that's followed him to where we are now. Isn't it something that should be managed? Clubs sometimes don't have the time.
But we've had players that are hot-headed. Scholes, Keane, Rooney, they were all hot-headed. They were probably worse. It's just that it was reined in. There was a time to be a certain way, and that comes down to the respect of the club, respect to the manager. If you call out Ferguson, look at what happened to Yap Stan. You're out of the club. So it's just, I just don't think, there's too much noise around the club with the Glazers, other stuff, not having enough money. I think the players know they've got a lot of power. Whereas under a Pep or a Klopp, you do that, you're out of the team because they know they can just, oh, you know what, we'll sell this player, we'll get another one in. Whereas we're trying to get players on the free. But these players are like, oh, we ain't got no money. Like, they need us more than we need them.
Exactly. They need us more than we need them. I think it's also a way of these players having that power, because I'm trying to keep stopping going back in the day. If you told us Ferguson the wrong thing, you're done. And even as great as you are, Japstan was one of the greatest centre backs we have. Forget Rio Ferdinand. This guy was on another level.
Yeah.
But after winning the treble, just because he heard something which he misunderstood, he got rid of him that quick. He said to this day that was the biggest regret he ever made in his football career, getting rid of that guy because he didn't understand what really happened. But I'm talking about the way he got rid of. Look at Nistelrooy, was disrespecting him and disrespecting Ronaldo in training. He got rid of him. Nistelrooy was one of the greatest strikers United had. He got rid of him. Beckham, one of the best crossers of the ball. He got rid of him. These days, we can't get rid of a player. I mean, okay, only if the player like Ronaldo one was, I won't put that up in a different category. Look at Sancho now. He's holding the, you know?
We used to get rid of players that were actually performing.
Yeah.
We used to get rid of them. These are the ones that like we actually
you're so right.
Now we can't get rid of the ones that are trash, bro. What's going on? Like, it's like the upside down world. We can't get rid of the trash players. Come on, man.
It is true. You're so right, Joe. You have the Maguires holding the club hostage, saying, "I'm not leaving. I have nothing to prove." How dare you? And you've not won anything. You've achieved nothing.
But Tim, why are they not going? It's because they're on big salaries. If they were on the salaries they were on, they would happily leave. They know they're getting overpaid, and they're a club that brings a lot of attention to them. Like if Maguire was on 150 a week, he would have left. It's because he's on his wages have gone up. Is it 290?
290, mate.
So no, I don't think it's that much.
No,
I don't think it's that much. No, there's no Maguire's not on 290.
Like 25%, hasn't it? I think.
It's like 200 or something.
Because
like
I remember, okay, maybe it's a 200 because it's a 200 because
what?
West Ham said they'll pay 100, and Manutd said they'll pay the other 90 for the next whole year. He said he wants it for 2 years. That's where the problem went. He said, "Nah, I mean, I need the extra 90,000 a week for 2 years, then I'll leave."
That's I said it in the group, Tim. It looks like Ten Hag is targeting the players that are the highest earners, and it's not. I don't think it's just because of their output. I think it's because of the financial reasons behind the club as well. So he knows he can't bring players in unless he gets rid of players.
Right, that might be true, and I'm in support with him. I'm in support with him.
Ronaldo, Maguire, no Sancho's having issues. They're all the top earners. It's not Like someone like
Uh,
Fred,
Yeah, but
went.
performance is also a major issue, though.
Yeah, no, it is an issue, but I'm saying it's not a coincidence that these players are all the ones
yeah,
that are getting moved out.
Okay. So
it's
let me quickly go to Vim. Then I'll come to you, Vim. Vim, with Anthony now, is he over? You saw the statement he says, I'm going to take a leave of absence to not distract any attention from my teammates, and I'll be back soon. What do you read from that?
To be honest, I mean, if this guy's had disciplinary issues from before, Ten Hag should have known about it. And if he's known about it, he's made a big mistake bringing him to the club. Because he's not only damaging the reputation of the club, he's damaging his own reputation by allowing players like that, of that caliber, to come in, especially for that price tag. So I think he's made a bit of a blunder there. We should also have in our contracts that if people do things to bring the club into disrepute, like rape charges or this kind of stuff, then there should be suspensions with clause to end the contract.
Even if the case hasn't been charged yet, they should still be disciplined.
Yeah, because the thing is, the club of our stature, you're always in the public eye. You're always going to be scrutinized. As you say, we make news more than any other club in the entire world. Exactly. So if you're going to be in a club of that stature, you cannot bring this club into disrepute. And Fergie in his days would not allow it to happen.
Yeah, but Vim, doesn't that make you a bigger target, though? I mean, there's going to be people do scam, though. There's a lot of times people do try to scam and try to blackmail a lot of these players.
Exactly.
So are you saying, like, I don't think it would be right if one of our players was a victim or something like that in the team prior to actually having a court case and a conviction, that they react in a way as if he or she was already guilty.
So that can be handled with discretion. But if the three women have come forward, do you think that's a scam? I don't know.
So if you look at the first girlfriend, I mean the ex-girlfriend, she quoted the dates after the games, certain matches. He hit me, he headbutted me. As she said, there was an incident, he nearly threw her out of a movie car. That sounded like a movie, a Godfather movie, the Italian mafia.
Hey, can I ask a quick question? Were all of these allegations, were they prior to him coming to United?
No. One happened while he was playing for United last season. She said one was in January after the City game. One was when we lost to West Ham.
Oh man, I thought this was like.
No, the other one was the second woman, who's a banker, said he called her to do financial arrangement, but he started acting strange and he pushed against the wall as he banged her head. That.
But did all three incidents happen while he was at Manchester?
Yes. The second and the third woman, I don't know if that happened. I think those ones happened in Brazil, not in Manchester.
While he was in the club of Manchester.
He was still a Man United player.
Yeah,
I see.
But all of this stuff happened in Brazil.
So do you think it is? So he's taking the time out now. So guys, do you think it's over for him? Let me run to Bems. Bems, do you think Anthony's done?
Bems is clearly predisposed.
He's watching the Saints.
He's practicing detachment.
Yeah, it's a close one. 16-15 right now.
So what I was going to say, while he's there, but Kay and Ken, the reason this topic came about is because I don't know if you watched the documentary last night on Fergie.
No.
You didn't watch it because what you said, Kay, he mentioned in that
Which documentary was it?
Never Give In, the Fergie documentary on last night.
No, what channel was it on?
I don't know, maybe 4.
Where can I find that? I'm gonna Google it. Never Give In.
I mean, they talked about his stroke and how he nearly died, and it kind of reflected on his past life and the way he just decided to go into management. The club that he loved, Rangers, treated him really badly because his wife is Catholic and he's Protestant.
Yeah, Rangers and Chelsea.
2 clubs.
He had a stroke before he came to Man United.
2018, he had a stroke.
Oh, I thought you meant he had a stroke before he came to Man United.
No. So they talked about that.
And then he's bleeding on the brain. Yeah.
It's almost a memoir of his own life. But how he got into management was fantastic. Brilliant story. You have to really watch it.
What was it called again?
Never Give In.
Never Give In, which is his motto.
Right. So,
What channel is it on?
it was on Channel 4 UK, which is an equivalent of one of the channels we have here.
An online on Channel 4 where you can watch it. I don't know what it's called. 4OD it used to be. It used to be called 4 on demand. So you'll be able to
It's the
find it
same
online.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. As it
Yeah.
stands, where is Anthony now? What is it? Is he coming back? From what? Because he had to step down due to these three women coming out and being investigated by the Sao Paulo police in Brazil, and Brazil dropped him. For Brazil to drop him, because they all last week it was on the news in Brazil. Wow. Do you think this is? Do you think it's done? Is it over? We don't know how long it's going to be out for now.
I think the club would have known about this for at least a few weeks, and I think this is linked to Sancho. You know, like Sancho being the scapegoat, not playing. The players would have known about this. They would have been briefed about it. It's just that it's come out, and the fact that Brazil dropped him from the squad doesn't look good on Man United because he's not their employee. It's a privilege to play for your country.
Yeah.
The fact United did it, United have had to jump ship now and say, you know what, let's mutually give you leave because it looks bad. If Brazil have said, no, you're not playing, and then Man United playing, it's just a mess. And there's no smoke without fire. If there's 3 different women coming out and looking, I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but what we've seen with Anthony, he has got a temper, and the way Man United is, I'm sure there's a lot of frustrations. It's not looking good. Not looking good. And
Wow.
it's a lot of people are going to be like, oh, straight after Greenwood. And then obviously Ryan Giggs back in the day, it's like, what's wrong with this club? They're just
Well,
attracting women.
that's a measure, isn't it? The way they treated Greenwood, you have to apply the same rules to everyone, whether they're British or not.
Yes.
So if
I
they've
mean,
got rid of Greenwood
remember, Mexico was actually charged. This guy hasn't been charged.
Yeah, he left to get bailed, didn't he?
Yeah. Greenwood has been bailed, but this guy's been charged. They're still investigating these women's allegation, and that ex-girlfriend looks like she's ready to take him to the cleaners, as in she's gonna take him down.
What happened in the interview with Anthony? Did anyone watch it? The one where he was crying, or is it in Brazilian?
I think it's Brazilian. I'll find
Portuguese.
out. Yeah, Portuguese.
Yeah. Has anyone watched it?
I've not watched it. My friend was telling me about it. And I mean, he's currently on holiday in Brazil, but he's simply saying the media is saying they don't think he's coming back. That's what I was asking from the British side and American side, because it doesn't look good. What the images they've shown of three Brazilian women all criticizing that he's attacked them physically. It's hard. It's all right with 1, but 2 and 3, it starts to look like there's a pattern here.
The only thing he's got on his side is it potentially happened in Brazil. If that happened in England, it'd be game over.
You know, so I don't know, but and she's saying, because the first incident with the ex-girlfriend happened in Manchester at the Hyatt Hotel. You know where the hotel, the club, that's the south of Manchester. I've been to that place. That's the place where Mourinho was staying because, you know, he never, that hotel where the club used to meet before they go to the game, but now they go straight to the game by themselves. She said the club sent someone to her when the assault happened. The club said they never did that. So I don't know who to believe anymore.
That's
That'll be the player liaison officer more than likely.
Exactly, that's what she said. That they tried to cover it up.
I mean, I don't doubt teams should have that person that does that.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean,
so if that happened, then she said it happened that when we lost to West Ham and the game after the City game. That was when those incidents happened. You know.
Anyway, guys, I think we have to just wait and see, right?
Right. So do you think, Vim, do you think Anthony, with this leave he's taken out, you can see him coming back? I don't see him coming back anytime soon, you know.
I mean, look, you know, the jury's out on him. I mean, I think he does offer some value on the right-hand side.
Without a doubt, defensively as well.
Yeah, look, I want him to come back, but, you know, all we can do is speculate. Let's see what happens.
Joe.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Like what else can happen in this season? Like it's crazy. He just had a really decent game against Arsenal. That was the best game he's had all season.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how many more punches we can take this season, man. Because this team is looking is looking rough right now, man. Like nobody that you can't tell me anybody in this league, not even like people outside of the normal top 5, they're not going through the same issues that we're having with personnel. You know, we had a plan. I'm sure Ten Hag had a plan, and now it's all up in the air. But you know, these are the kind of situations that create the Rashfords in the world, that created that
People have to step up, you mean?
class, you know. So people gotta, you know, we just happen to have a lot of good young right wingers that are hungry. So I would love to see Palestri. I would love to see more of Ahmad once he gets out of injury. I don't know how much longer he's going to be injured. I want to see those kids get out there. You know, we can still do this, man. With we just need to fix that midfield. Hopefully, Amrabat, we can still pull it off, but we cannot take any more L's anywhere.
No more winger assaults.
No more
L,
like
L's are coming. It's
no,
gonna get
seriously.
worse.
If we
You
take
know what?
if we
Guys,
take
do you not
any,
feel-
if we
do you not
take
feel
one
like
more
we're gonna
L,
keep-
Hold on,
If
one
we
at a
ta-
time. Go on,
if we
Joe.
take one more L from anywhere on the pitch, if we're talking about forwards, we're talking about Rashford or Hoyland, right? The season's over. Midfield, Bruno, Casemiro, maybe even Amrabat, season's over. Back line, for what we have left, if we take a hit to Maguire, Jesus Christ,
Evans.
season's over already. I mean, as far as like the back line is concerned, I don't see us making top 4 with that back line. It's
Right.
unfortunate, but if we can, I believe in Ten Hag. You can pull something off, you know. So I don't know.
So someone wanted to rebuttal that. Is there K or Vim?
Yeah, I
You
was
wanna
going to say, I mean, Joe and Kay, whilst the players are still around, I feel we're going to keep taking the L's and we're going to have more L's.
Yeah,
And I
100%.
feel that's just the way Palmer is. And that's how it's going to be this season. But we're going to have to keep taking a lot of shit and a lot of L's for the rest of the season until those parasites go. I feel it's just destined to happen that way. I just get that
Wow.
feeling.
I think more and more stories are going to come out of the players because the press like to get stories and wait, and they release them at times when they know it's going to
Exactly.
And
Exactly my point.
This Anthony one, it's not a coincidence. It's coming out after the Greenwood one. It's not a coincidence. So don't be surprised if there's more stories on players. It's just a distraction from the sale of the club, and it's just everything's just a mess at the club. Like I said, this will be his hardest season,
The second
regardless
season.
of the Greenwood stuff and that. Just as a manager, but with this stuff on top of it, oh, it's disgusting. Like I feel sorry for him.
I could just imagine how he feels about the whole Anthony thing now. I could just imagine what is going through Eric Ten Hag's head. Like, what the heck? I mean, it can't be easy. It
But
cannot be
Tim, you
easy.
know what makes it worse? He brought him to the club.
Yeah.
Greenwood, he didn't bring him to the club. He was a youth player. You brought in that player.
Or Sancho.
Yeah, or Sancho. You brought this player in and paid over the odds for him. So that.
But not only that, look, if Anthony is a person of good moral caliber, and after he saw what happened to his club teammate Greenwood, and how he got demolished by social media, trial by media, you don't think he would have been extra careful
Exactly.
to not fall into levels of disrespect?
People don't think like that.
But
They're
that
not
shows
some of these footballers ain't that
I'm talking about
smart.
moral caliber here.
But Vim, you know,
These
a lot
are
of
not that
footballers are like
intelligent.
that.
Player,
A lot of footballers
they
they
need
think
to
they're
be.
above the law. They think they're above the
It's
law.
not
a lot
about
of
being
footballers.
yeah, but that shows moral caliber. If you think you're above the law, then you have no moral caliber.
A
You're
lot of
not
footballers
person
are like
that-
that though.
But then you don't.
Even in
You're not right. You're not the
even
right
in the
fit for
Fergie
top.
team, there was players that were like that. It's just that
They were
Fergie kept
straight.
them in line.
Exactly, they were put straight.
I mean, it's just a classic. It doesn't matter whether you're a footballer or you're a businessman or whatever. If you grow up in an environment of privilege where nothing, like people always compensate for your shortfalls, right? And they just allow certain behaviors to just fester because they just want to be near you or close to you. You're gonna think either those things are not that big of a deal, or you're the type of person where people need to accept that about you. You know, So especially when it comes to a lot of these players, especially when it comes to like a lot of rich dicks, you know, like they just have this sense of entitlement where they could just do whatever they want with people, and people are just objects to them, you know. And if that's how he's moving with this girl, then he needs to get out of here. That's not the kind of character we need in this team, man. This is this is crazy. Like we're having this conversation with like I don't fucking understand this shit. But I get it. We're in the limelight, so it is what it is. We're just gonna eat shit all season.
Ten Hag
Damn.
has inherited a mess, but if I was the manager of this club and I had to pick 25 of the best candidates in the world, I'd make sure that they have some moral caliber. They're committed 100% to this project. They know that they have to behave themselves at all times while they're under contract, and they're going to give everything they possibly can throughout the game and throughout the whole season. You know, they have to fight. They have to have that winning spirit, fight for each other, never let each other down. Pretty much the kind of football we've been seeing from City and in Spurs with Liverpool. They've got to have that type of caliber, that type of winning spirit. Stay out of social media. Don't make yourself a target. Stay away from dodgy women. Stay away from dodgy clubs. I'm going to pay you 200, 300 bags a week. I expect that commitment from you.
Can I play devil's advocate with that real quick?
Go on.
All right, like the way you just said it, right? You said it in a way that's how you expect Ten Hag to be having this conversation with these players, right? But
No,
us as fans,
no, Ten Hag.
oh, isn't Ten Hag or the club?
Run.
The club, the way, yeah, the club needs to have this conversation, you know, before we pick the person up. But us as fans, you know, when we don't get certain players, right, we think it's just because of our own incompetence, right? But what if these are situations that don't get us the player? You know, like if a player is not willing to agree to certain moral codes or whatever, it's just that like they can go play for Arsenal, and Arsenal probably has a bag man that just like cleans stuff up, you know. But for Manchester United, we're not the type of people. Like maybe this is something that I'm just playing devil's advocate here, you know, because when we don't get certain players, right, it's not like the team is going to be like, well, he didn't want to adhere to certain moral standards, right? It's just going to be like, yo, we didn't get the player, you know. Like if we judge it like that, I don't think we would ever know. You know what I mean? Like
so,
if
so
that was an actual
past, you know what I'm talking about? Is past 10 years. This did not happen under Ferguson, did it? Because he had certain standards to be met, and he instilled that all the way through the club, top to bottom. And he didn't allow players through the door that didn't meet the standards that he wanted. So what you're talking about is mismanagement of 10 years. And I know that Ten Hag has inherited a big mess, but I hope that we can get back to a standard one day, once we've filtered out all the rubbish.
But are these players the type that
we
are these players
kind of
are
have
these-
some
Go on.
players issues though, right? I mean, we just gonna forget about
Which one?
Ryan Giggs.
Ryan Giggs, yeah, but back then he was well behaved, no?
Okay.
But the Ryan Giggs one, right, was he was banging his sister-in-law for
what? During
was
why is
banging-
paper bag work?
he was banging his sister-in-law for what, 8 years or what? I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
was that why he was playing at United?
While playing at United.
So they contained that really well.
This
didn't
was
they?
while
They
we
contained it.
were like
Bro.
we were doing well in Europe.
They
This was
contained it.
like
That's the documentary you need to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
And
but,
you know
is
his
that-
brother used to go home and away to Man United games.
yeah,
His brother used to go follow United everywhere. Like it's
right.
bad. Like it is bad.
So they contained it really well, which
Because
is
of
what
Fergie.
Liverpool and City
Remember,
seem to be doing.
the press was scared of Ferguson.
Yes.
Remember when he banned BBC from doing
Yes.
press
Yeah.
conferences? He had power. Ten Hag ain't got no
Yeah,
power.
yeah.
Yeah?
But
They're not scared
Ten Hag hasn't got power now because it's too soon.
Even
But
on the
if he's-
Jose, to an extent, the media was scared of Jose because he had a presence.
Yeah. So I think that would come with time. I don't know if Ten Hag has.
Not while the Glazers are
to
here,
take
though, man.
Huh?
Not while the Glazers are here, man.
No, forget the Glazers. The Glazers are the stem of this.
I've got
I
a
mean-
feeling Ten Hag will walk out.
I hope that feeling
biggest-
I hope that feeling
the
doesn't
biggest
come
job-
to fruition. I can't
biggest
handle
job in
that.
his life.
I don't need us looking for another manager to start all over again. I want this thing to contain this thing, resolve it, move on. Because I think we're in a place where we can do something. I hate keep
Got
on
no money.
restart.
Tim,
We're
you got
not
no
going
money.
anywhere.
You got no money.
Well,
Yeah, hopefully we
Well,
sell.
hopefully
I'm
we
looking at
sell.
hopefully we sell. I'm looking at hopefully we sell.
yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
That's got to be what players like Sancho and Maguire are counting on. They think they can beat the clock.
Yeah.
You know, if the season goes a certain direction, right? They just hang
Manager.
on. They can find themselves with another manager by next summer. With this, you know, and that manager is going to want to take another look at them. Maybe that manager plays a little bit more like David Moyes or somebody, you know, more defensively where they can see the whatever aspects Harry Maguire brings to a football club, you know. So
I think we should. I think if the Sancho thing cannot be resolved, I think we should sell him. Ship him or cut his contract. Move him on.
he needs to. He needs to go, man. Like this is what we asked for, fellas. Right? We've been asking for this. We've been saying no to player power. He needs to, you know.
I mean, we had a show about it 6 months ago, right? About whether Sancho should stay or go. And I think some of you said give him half a season. I think Joe said half a season January.
Yeah.
I said ship him out straight away. He hasn't proven himself.
This definitely have accelerated that timeline.
Yeah.
Right
So
now. Like he's got till
The
Thanksgiving.
only thing I'd say in the Sancho's defense is he had a great preseason. He's not had a run of games, and he's looked a lot better this season. And he looked sharp. And it's like
but that's because his job's on the line. When you start
everyone said this season is his make and break, and he never got a run of games. It's like he's done well in preseason. He was like one of our best players in preseason, and it's like
so what's going on then? Is this training stuff all made up about he's not training well?
But other managers have said even Gareth Southgate said he didn't train well. He doesn't apply himself in training. He needs to get it together.
But guys, you got to remember some players aren't train. Rooney was terrible in training. He wasn't a good trainer, but he did it on the pitch. That's the difference.
I was.
Got an issue with.
Come on. Hey, were you also one of those folks on Twitter tweeting highlights of Eden Hazard because he was like, "Hey, here's another."
He was a bad trainer as well.
Yeah,
but he produced on the weekend.
But they produce on the weekend. Why don't we You got to finish the sentence. They produce on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Sancho
is not producing on the weekend
at all.
Yeah, I understand that, but you've got to give him a run of games. Remember what you saw the video what Anton Fernand said? He needs a run of games. Look at Anthony last season.
Yeah.
How many games did he play? He scored 4 goals. That output is. They all said, "Oh, it's his first season," because Sancho came in under Oli. Like people have got to forget that season. That was a terrible season. So everyone's thinking, "Oh, he had a first season." So this, like, really, this is his. It's hard for him, innit? It's coming.
Let me ask you, Kay, have you seen anything from Sancho that says this guy's gonna do well? Anything? Apart from the Liverpool game. Tell me what game you've seen it like he's.
Do you know what the problem is, Tim?
What?
You got to play him in the right position because you've got Bruno there. You got Bruno there. He'd be better in the Bruno position, but obviously Bruno's gonna play every game. And that's the problem. Ollie brought him in, not knowing where to play him. And now Ten Hag's inherited him. Like Sancho's, the way we play football is wasted wide.
Are you saying he's number 10?
Say again?
Are you saying Sancho's a number 10?
I think in this team he'd do better as a 10.
He's too soft, man. He's too soft.
No, but if we had, we've not had a proper striker. Him behind Højlund. But because he signed Mount now, I think that's already said to me that he wants Sancho gone anyway.
Exactly.
Now they signed Mount.
So as it stands now, right? We're gonna move on from that. The positive news we've got is like Mount can. They're saying Mount can now play on the right. That's where they're gonna transition Mount to. The injuries are coming back. Kobe is coming quick to finish.
Is Mount coming back soon then?
Huh?
Is Mount back soon?
Yes, very soon.
They were saying 6 weeks of it originally, weren't they?
Yes, he's coming. They said the train. He might be even back. Just after the Bayern mini game, he might be back after the Bayern game. So that's good news.
I still don't trust his medical staff. Man. Yo,
that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh, bro.
Yo, because we're bringing in players that are already injured. We're bringing them early. Oyland, if we didn't lose that last game, I
Amrabat,
don't
how are we
think he's-
bringing in a player that's injured already? What's with these back injuries? Bringing in players with
this is
bad backs.
crazy.
That's a shambles.
Wow, this is wild.
And they're saying the club already knew about it. Like,
Do you really think Mount got injured? Or was it just to take him out of the limelight because he was
I
playing
think it
so
was the
badly?
limelight, personally.
I
think
think
it's the
I
limelight.
didn't see him come up with an injury. He wasn't grimacing or anything. He just looked tired, and he had a bad run of games.
He did have a
I don't
bad
know
run
if
of games.
To be fair,
Or
no
just
one had
made
a
it
good,
up.
no one had a good performance in those games.
No.
In our team, who's
Yeah,
played
well,
well this season?
but
Really?
The
Do you
one
remember
I
there
would
was a
say
stat?
that came close was probably Wan-Bissaka. As
Yeah.
far as
Yeah,
like,
he's terrible. One second, but do you remember there was a stat on Mason Mount was 0 for everything.
Yeah, but he'd
And
only
it was
played 2
going around
games.
social media.
They said
Right?
2 games, no goals, no assists, and that's when his brother came out. It's like you can't write off a player after 2 games.
Yeah,
Like,
so I think they took him out of the limelight. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he really has
definitely.
got an injury.
I think it's good management though. That if he did take him out, I personally think he took him out.
So for once, we see some good management.
Yeah.
Thinking about the primary line. So what positive? Then the international break ends this week. We got Brighton at home. That game, I don't think a lot of United fans are confident that
Gonna
match.
get bad.
Oh Jesus, it's at Old Trafford.
Yeah, we're still gonna get bad. Did you watch Brighton's last game against Newcastle?
I saw it. I did, and
Oh,
I saw
yeah,
Newcastle
it
got
was-
Brighton are
taken
a
to the
problem.
cleaners.
yeah,
Brighton
no
are a
problem.
problem.
And
Very
even
You
though
had
they
Newcastle, who normally is a solid
Solid
defensive
team.
team,
sold,
they held on
is
for
the
a long
rise.
time. But
Yeah.
then when they open them up, they just kept going. They put them to the sword, man. Sheesh.
The thing is,
and we
you've got to
we
give.
got Maguire and Lindelof. We got to contend with that with Maguire.
Yeah, if
How do
that
you get back
Ferguson
here,
guy
man?
plays, hey, it's game over for us. Ferguson plays.
He's
I know
probably
he's
going to
been
play.
to
We just
Scotland.
gotta. The only thing that I'm hoping for, that I'm hoping happens, that like a miracle happens, that we find our shooting boots and we start out shooting teams. That's the only way I see us.
I don't see that happening anytime soon. But you've got to give Brighton credit. They sold Caicedo. They sold that other chap to Liverpool. Yeah, the hub of their midfield is gone, and they're still playing fantastic football.
That shows them, no matter who they get rid of, they've got rid of players for the last 4. McAllister's gone, Caicedo's gone.
I forgot
Remember
McAllister
talking
was
about
there.
Lamptey for years. Lamptey don't even really start. What's his name's gone? Oh, what's
They
his
got rid of
name?
their manager. He's still balling.
One of my friends, he played with one of the, I think it was Lewis Dunk, when he was at Ipswich, and there was another guy, and he was saying, like, they say De Zerbi is the new Pep, but better. He's taught them how to play football again. He's that good, apparently.
Wow.
And
So now that Premier League is back this Saturday, are you confident with the match against Brighton at home, Joe?
Absolutely not.
But this is
what
the
the hell?
time. I think there's more pressure on United after everything that's gone on this whole week. They're under pressure to deliver because if they lose that game, you know the press and the knives are coming out.
I do have a little bit of excitement because we're going to see something new on the right wing. We're going to see something new up top. We're going to see something new in the midfield. Hopefully,
you think Amrabat will start? You think Amrabat will start?
He has to, man. Like,
well, you know, for Fiorentina, he hadn't been training for a week or two before we signed him.
Instead, it had a slight legal.
I mean,
is he playing for Morocco at the moment? I think he played.
No, he pulled out, didn't he?
Oh,
yeah, they pulled him out. Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, come on, man. Let's get these guys in here. Like, we can't wait too much longer, man. The season's we're about to lose. We're about to lose the season. It's about to start getting out of hand. You know.
I don't think
Well,
I've seen with new players is that we don't start them in the first games. We have to bed in for a while.
And Garnacho's probably going to start on the right, and we know what Garnacho's like when he starts. He's good off the bench, but when he starts, he doesn't really tend to do much.
I would rather want to see Palestri on the right.
Yeah. I don't think it's a big call to start Palestri over Garnacho, though. I can't see Ten Hag doing that.
Has Garnacho ever played them? He always starts in left, doesn't he?
Yeah, but you know what? He might even put Rashford on
Palestri's
He
played
might
on
even
the
put
right a few
Rashford on the
times.
right, you know. He might even
No.
put Rashford on the right.
No, stick Rashford where he belongs, which is on the left side. That's where he wants to play.
Or he could go with the nuclear option,
Who?
which he loves so much.
Who?
Bruno on the right.
No, please
Nah,
don't do that.
nah.
Bruno
nah,
is
bro.
best placed in the centre. That's it.
I
That's where
think
his
I think
creativity
he'll start
is.
Bruno central and then move him to the right. I don't think he'll
Bruno
start
has
him
to
right.
stay central.
Right, let me get Ken's output. Ken, we have the Brighton game coming up on Saturday. There's more pressure that United, if they lose that match at Old Trafford, with everything that's gone on this whole week, it's going to be more drama. Where do you see United at this game against Brighton?
Yeah, we're not losing that game. I'm telling you that now.
Joe, did you hear that?
100%. We're not losing that
Joe
game.
and Kate, did you hear that?
I heard it.
Just
No
making
chance.
sure.
I need to look, sorry guys, my father-in-law call, so I had to let me get my background out so I can remind you guys what's happening here.
Oh God, you want to bring out Mr. Fortress?
Oh my God.
And when you bring it,
God,
go
this guy.
horizontal, go horizontal.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
I'm just trying to log back into my laptop now. So
Okay.
let me just you guys carry on. I'll jump.
Right.
I think Brighton's a loss as well.
Brighton's what, dude? Say again.
I think we're going to lose against Brighton. If we've lost against
You gotta
Spurs and
remember,
Arsenal,
on average, how many goals do Brighton score in a game?
a lot.
They
The
score
do
goals
score a
for
lot.
fun.
The XG is always higher than us.
They're a team that don't not score. Our
Yeah.
problem is we can't score.
Yeah.
That's why I can't see
We
us
can't
winning.
score. That's right. We've
If we
been
beat
lacking
Brighton,
at
we've got to outscore them, and that's not in our form. We don't outscore teams,
What do you
and
think?
they're
Joe?
dynamic.
Brighton
They're very
lost.
dynamic as a team.
Guys, can you hear me clearly? I don't know if my
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah,
We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
So as you can see, the Brighton game hinges on a lot. There's a United as the home team are under pressure. Brighton, I hope do not see that pressure because I think United, if Brighton score first, United are going to be nervous. If Brighton score first at Old Trafford on Saturday, United are going to be nervous. And if Brighton do a Nottingham Forest, there's no way back. That 2-0 fight is over. It'll be done.
You know when I watch Brighton, you know what they're really good at? Not only are they amazing at attacking, they're very good at keeping the ball.
Keeping the
Which
ball,
is something we don't do. We just don't keep the ball that well.
They're going to make us
hold it
run
and they
around like
keep
headless
it.
chicken. They're tiki-taka us around.
Watch when they play. They have a trigger where they put their foot on the ball, like it's continental style, and that's like a trigger for people to know what to do. The centre backs do it a lot. They'll put their foot on the ball. You know, like they'll use the studs on top of the ball.
Yeah.
And it's a trigger for certain movements when they play. So you know,
so
like
you're saying that's like some type of hint to the other team to say we're about to change our style of play.
No, not change it, but it's like when I put my foot on the ball, I want you to do this.
Oh.
They do it a lot. You'll see it when we play.
So they have a pattern of play which is indicated or starts from the foot on the ball.
Yep.
Almost.
The keeper
I'm
does
gonna watch closely when they play us on Saturday.
Yeah, they're good at it.
So I'm going to quickly ask Ken and Ben because they were out for a few minutes. Just quickly tell me, Ken. I'm going to quickly start with you, Ken. Anthony, now is it out? Is it done? Where you thinking now? Quickly.
It depends on the verdict, isn't it? Yeah, if he's found guilty, then it's tricky, right? He'll just turn into another Greenwood. Yeah, if he's found guilty, then boy.
Ken, did you know some of these things happened in England? I didn't know that most of those things happened in England. Yeah. Apparently, they happened in Manchester.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Wow.
At the Hyatt Hotel.
Wow.
God damn it.
That makes it worse, you know.
Yo, that makes it worse.
So that is why Catalina said Manchester United sent a liaison officer to the hotel. They said they didn't do any such thing. So I don't know to believe her, Anthony, or the club.
But you know that'll come out in CCTV.
United, they probably did. Yeah.
That'll come on CCTV, and if they lie, that's even worse.
Yeah.
All right.
Anthony will have to pay her off. to save his career.
That woman doesn't look like she's going to take any money. She looks like she wants to destroy this guy's career. She doesn't look like she can be bought off. The other two, the second
Everyone's
one's a
got a price,
banker.
Tim. Everyone's got a price. Everyone's got a price.
Okay.
A quick question though. You said that he headbutted the implant out of the way. Did he
headbutted her. She showed the split on her head, and she said he punched that her silicone implant got dislodged to the left or to the right. I don't know what side it went.
So did he get confused that he was at a football practice?
I don't know, bro. That guy has a fiery temper, but I don't know.
He's dislodging implants, bro. That's crazy.
He needs
We
to
have
be
players
dislodging
that are
defenders.
dislodging implants, bro.
Yeah.
Bams, let me get your take on Anthony quickly before we go on to the Brighton game.
I mean, what's the question? Really, is it?
As you know, Anthony's come up with a statement saying he's going to take time out, leave of absence.
Mm-hmm.
Is he done for United? Even though he hasn't been charged, because United suspended Mason when he got charged. He hasn't been charged yet, and he's now taking time out.
I don't think he's done for United. I don't think so. I think it's
That's by 3 women coming out.
Yeah, I still don't think he's done. I think this is just. I mean, the leave of absence is just for him to. I mean, it's for the club to like kind of make it look like at least they're doing something and not just allowing him play. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna go. I don't think he's done really. I think they're gonna find some resolution somehow. I think he's probably gonna end up paying her off or whatever. But it might take time. Right. It might take time before he comes back. But I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done. I mean, if you compare it to the Greenwood situation, there was audio. There was actual. It was. I think it was worse in my opinion. Even though
never denied it. Mason never denied it. He never denied it, and she never denied it.
In this case, Anthony is denying it, and he's giving his own side of the story. So, I mean, it's his word against her. So
against the three women. Don't forget the 3 women.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know what the. Do we know what the story is? Do we know
the banker said she went to his house for a financial transaction. He was acting awkward and pushed against the wall and said he wanted to have sex with her.
That's gonna get resolved, man. That's gonna get resolved. Anything that look, remember, I don't know if you guys know this. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo had the same issue against him too. All that shit was dealt with, man.
Yeah, but Bems, you gotta remember, Ronaldo will have the top lawyers in the world.
Well, true.
Them lawyers will be like, do you know how big this brand is? How big this player is?
Yeah.
So I think, was he at Real Madrid at the time, or was he still at Man United?
No. He wasn't at Man United. It was before
Real Madrid,
I think it was still Real Madrid.
They would have made sure that got sorted. They would have made sure.
Yeah, he paid out, didn't he? Yeah, Ronaldo paid a lot of money for that.
So with Anthony now, where is he good to go or not good to go?
I mean, I won't say he's good to go just yet because I think there's gonna be a way around him coming. I just don't feel he's completely gone. I mean, you've had players that have been in similar situations in other.
Yes, he won't be the first or the last.
He's not gonna be. This happens every day, man. He's not gone.
What you're forgetting is this is Man United. You got to remember the advice they're getting. They're shammed about with Greenwood. This isn't the days where like the club will run properly. Like it all depends who's advising Anthony. That's what will depend what will happen here. The fact that he's done an interview and he was crying, like someone's advised him to do that, to put that out quick, and that's helped him.
Yes,
but
so it seems like he's getting better.
He's under the employer. He's under the employer of Man United. Man United are going to have to protect their investment. They've spent 90 million.
Do that with Greenwood,
that's 75 million, right?
But they're going to do whatever they can to
I don't think
take care of this matter. You know, whether it's paying somebody off.
Yeah, I don't think United can afford to have 2. I mean, Greenwood gone, Sancho's going to be gone pretty soon, and then Anthony gone too.
Everybody on the right wing.
I don't think United can afford 3 players to be gone in such a nah. I think that I don't think Anthony is going to be gone completely. It just might take some time, but I think he'll be back.
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
let's move on.
Yeah.
Right, Brighton on Saturday. One of the most fascinating teams in Premier League. The team that has lost so many players, but they play like they've never lost anybody. Like it's business as usual. You take one thing out of the team, it's like nothing happened. They just continue. Can United get a result against Brighton on Saturday? Vim.
Can they get a result? Yeah, they can get a result. I don't think they will though.
What did you
They might
say
get a
the
result.
text to Bems just now?
Yeah. No, they might get a result of a loss, another L.
Oh God, no.
Which is
That
good.
was too
Wow.
much, bro. You can't
Look,
that's
um,
that's harsh.
Wow. I'm surprised.
Sorry, Kenny, but I don't see it as a fortress at the moment. We still have a leaky roof.
Wow. Right. Let me go
we have leaks in multiple departments.
Mr. Fortress.
A very leaky defensive unit as well.
So you will think, okay, maybe the energy from the United players. This is me just talking. The energy, like we are gonna win this game. We have had a defeat at Arsenal. The whole press is against us. The world is trying to take us down. Can we turn it around? Ken, Mr. Fortress, you're on the floor now. Oh, okay. Old Trafford Fortress. So we'll get to the result against Brighton on Saturday, right?
Definitely gonna beat. We're gonna beat Brighton 100%. You know,
That's
we've
a
got
good team,
Highland up front.
I'm worried about Brighton because they
We've
play
got-
some very good football.
They do.
They keep the
If it was
ball.
away, from home, I'll definitely be with Bems and Vim, 100%. Away from home, we're not. Yeah, the best we can get is a draw, if at all. But at Old Trafford, we're definitely going to beat them, I think, because we've got Highland now. Highland's going to hold the ball up and let other people play. That's why I'm happy, because you got Rashford running off the wing. You got hopefully Pellistri on the right. I'm hoping it's Pellistri because Mount was injured. Mount is injured. If Mount was fit, then Bruno would have played on the right. Sancho's definitely not going to start, so it'll be Pellistri on the right. Or it could be Garnacho, but I'd like to see Pellistri.
You don't see you see a result there.
Yes, we see. Hopefully, Amrabat can get a game. There's talk about Kobe Mainoo coming back for that game as well,
Yes,
which is
that's positive news.
Fantastic news. So yeah, I think we're gonna beat them. It'll be close, but I think we'll beat them.
Bams, I know you can't wait. What?
Don't even ask him. Don't ask him.
I had to. It was just staring at. It was just staring at the guy like.
Oh man,
You know the answer already. Anyway,
I was.
Let me put the play for you, Bams. Bams, Man United are at home. They've just finished a situation. They are angry now. The fire's in their bellies.
Yeah. I know. I was enjoying hearing Ken speak. He was very positive. I love Ken's positivity, though. You know, he's that's my guy right there. He's very always positive. But Ken does have a point. But I mean, I think we will. Yes, we have the advantage of being at home. However, I mean,
There's always a buck.
However, my confidence is I mean, okay. The positive thing for me is two positives. We're playing at home. We have some players come back from injury, right?
Yeah, Martinez is back. Lindelof is back, and Varane could be back as well.
And Varane be back. Oh. Okay, then if we have those players, then okay, then we.
Wait, Martinez.
I would say this. Yeah, he should. He's back.
Yeah,
he should be back because he was taking out precautionary. But I mean, if Kobe Mainoo's back, if all these players are back, then I think we do have a chance. But again, Brighton. So
if it was Johnny Evans and Maguire,
nah, it's gone. I will say this, right? I'm not confident of a win. I'm just gonna say we probably won't. It will probably be a draw. I'm not confident of us winning. Probably
Amrabat could start.
But Amrabat is he came off injured, so I think they might not risk him for this game. They might just have him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But at least I don't expect us to lose. I would just say maybe a draw because again we're at home. We still have that home record going. I don't think the player's gonna want to risk that and all that stuff. So Yeah, so I guess I'm the only one that's been the negative one, standard
No. I
procedure, I
think
guess.
There's
well,
three negative ones today, Ben.
Vim and Kate.
Yeah,
Oh,
Craig give us a negative about Brighton. But listen, guys, I got a question, a really important question about the Arsenal game. Now, I know that three of you are in the US, three are in the UK, but there was something I mentioned in the group. Based on much of the day analysis of the game we had against Arsenal. And the problem was the way that we zonal mark against set pieces. So our defense and our midfield set up in the bank, two banks of four, and they just mark zones. And what much of they spotted, which I'd not seen throughout the game because it happened so quick, was Declan Rice always appearing in the back post,
Half post, yeah.
unmarked, always unmarked. They showed it the first time. It was unmarked. The ball came out to him, but it got blocked or something happened. It didn't come to any fruition. Again, second set piece, he was unmarked at the back post. No one's picking him up. And the third time he was there, he scored off the deflection of Johnny Evans. Now, what Matchday rightly said is that for a club of our stature, and all clubs in the Premier League, they have analysts on the ground watching the game, feeding stuff back to the coach, saying, "Look, guys, we've got this problem. We need to make an in-game dynamic change." And these changes never happened. And so the third time that Declan Rice was there, we scored and we ultimately lost the game from that point onwards. So what is going on? Is there a breakdown in communication, do you think? Do you think Ten Hag's not being fed this information? Are his analysts not doing the work? Are the team not seeing these dangers and changing dynamically within the game? There seems to be some type of breakdown here, which is causing us to lose games in such a easy fashion. You know, when we can easily make changes to win and sturdy our defense and sturdy our midfield, but we're not doing these changes. That's one thing they've highlighted, but I think it's always happening.
Vim, just in response to what you're saying, right? If you go back to Oli, I think it was Oli time. We had issue with that zonal marking too. It was it's the same thing. It was similar situation. We would concede in the same fashion against Oli, and it's happening again. So, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. That's a hard one, man. Coaching. Or maybe the players are just on listening.
But Ben, you just made a very good point there about when Oli being there. It's just ironic that when Lindelof and Martinez was there, yes, Declan Rice was always at the far post, but he did not get the ball because the zonal marking work. It doesn't matter if someone's free. The whole point of a zone is to make sure you cover a zone, right? That's why it's called zone.
Area,
right? So you isolate the guy on the far post. So as soon as he gets the ball, you're supposed to sprint towards him and block him. But guess who we had? Maybe that's why the analysts didn't see it as a threat. Maybe they thought, okay, yeah, the zone's working. But then when you have Evans and Maguire.
All right. Devin,
I think you have a point there.
Yeah, guys, how are you?
Not too bad. We're just talking about we just finished analyzing the Sancho, the Anthony case. We're now talking about the Brighton game. How confident are you against Brighton on Saturday, even though the game's at home, with all the shenanigans that's gone on? Can United get a result against Brighton? Ben has said, Ben said it's a no-go. Don't even bother turning up.
Surprising. How surprising.
So do you feel with everything going on, United will have the fire in their belly to turn this around to a very good Brighton team?
I think that the most we're getting out of this match is a draw, to be very realistic.
Is it because Brighton are so good, or is it that United are so bad, despite some players coming back from injury?
We have players that are coming back from injury, but that does not mean that they're match fit. The big thing with this now is Evan Ferguson and what I'm calling his audition for Old Trafford. We don't know if he's going to be fit yet or not. Because I keep on hearing that he's out, that he's going to miss, that he might make it, not sure. He didn't play international duty as well. But even without that, we still got to worry about Joao Pedro. He could come off the bench, and he played well as well too. What I am very interested in seeing is Estupiñán versus Hoyland.
Estupiñán versus Hoyland?
Oh, okay. Now, the next one, I also want to see Mitoma versus Wan-Bissaka.
Ooh, But we
if,
saw,
if
but we
That
think we
Korean
saw it.
guy, right?
Yeah,
we saw that in the
that's a good matchup.
The
Yeah.
guy's good. That guy's good though.
so yeah, he's very good as well too. So I'm thinking now from that wise. But the key thing now that I am most worried about when it comes to Brighton is Ansu Fati.
Yeah, but I don't think he
Oh
was.
yeah,
I don't think he was
he might
start.
not. He might not start though. Yeah.
Oh no, I think he's starting this match. Like you come from Barcelona, you're used to playing under pressure like that. He's coming, he's had all this time to prepare. I think he's starting.
How
But
good
even
is
if
he?
it starts, I can't see him having an impact because like
Especially because he wants to revive his career and what better place. I think Deserbi, because him and Deserbi have a relationship as well too. So I think that is going to be a big factor as well too.
Yeah, I don't see him.
So you predict a draw. You're saying a draw.
I think it's going to be probably a 2-2 or 3-3 draw.
Bams.
It's gonna be goals.
Yeah, I do. I believe there will be goals in this match.
Bams.
My prediction. I like I said. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna win the game. I think it's gonna be a draw. I don't. Yeah. I mean, it's. I think it's gonna be a draw. Brighton will score, guaranteed. They will score. It's for sure. So it's gonna be a 2-2. That's what I'm thinking. I agree with that score line. 2-2 sounds right. I don't see Brighton just scoring just one.
We'll score 2.
Well, that's the. You know what? I think we will score 2. I think we will score 2, but
with Højlund in the attack.
Yes. Why not? I mean, Rashford. You have Rashford there. You got Bruno, and what I'm thinking, I don't even think Pelestri's going to start. I think Bruno's going to play on the right, and Eriksen's going to play 10. I don't think Garnacho's going to start either. I don't think Garnacho's going to start either.
Okay,
I don't think Garnacho. I think it's going to be Bruno, Højlund, and then Bruno on the right. I think Eriksen's going to play 10, and then he's going to have if Amrabat comes in or if Kobe Mino comes in, plays alongside with Casemiro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the blessing that we've got in the skies is it's after international break. So some players might be a bit rusty, but I think we're in for especially with all the stuff going on with Anthony, they can smell blood. Teams are smelling blood around Manchester, and I could see us getting whooped. And now I have to have a
you're spending too much time with Bams and Bim.
No, trust me. You got to remember, Brighton won their first game 4-1. The next game 3-1.
Yeah, but West Ham wiped them 3-1 in their stadium. West Ham. Exactly.
We'll struggle against West Ham.
West Ham can probably do that.
But we struggle against everyone.
but don't forget, guys, man.
Don't
forget, guys. We struggled against Brighton last season, man. Just don't forget that.
Yeah, we struggled.
Yeah,
that's why I think
we struggled against them.
That's what I think I'm gonna be, because ETH knows. Oh, this is the guys that inflicted my first ever EPL defeat.
Yeah,
so, but look at it.
I believe Arsenal, he believes that Ken, but I don't think the players have that same mindset.
Yeah, I don't think the players have exactly.
Let me go to Joe.
Look at Arsenal, right? We went back to Arsenal. I guess we lost at Arsenal last season, right?
We lost 3 in a row.
The game against Arsenal, that was a revenge. Go back and try and win the game, and we lost 3-1. So,
Joe,
there you go.
Where are we? 3 points?
I mean, with Martinez coming in, it's just that Højlund.
Come on, Joe.
No one's playing well. Like form, you got to look at form. No one is playing well in our team. So
yeah, no,
I think I'm
the only one.
I tried.
Ken is the only one, man.
Ken, I tried for a second there. I started looking into the box, right, and then Ken was like, "No, look, no, that's the delusional box. That's the delusional box." Don't go into the box. I can't, man. I can't.
It's a hope.
Come onto this side.
Too many things. Okay, I can understand if like half the team have been given 6 to 7 performances weekly, right? Well, we're beginning banana slips all over the pitch. That on top of injuries, top of legal fees, we'll be lucky to get out of there with a 2-2 draw, man. I'll probably think. And the only reason why, like a 2-2 draw, and I say the 2-2 because of the X factor that we have. In Højlund and Amrabat and whoever hopefully whoever is on the right side that is not named Bruno Fernandes.
Well, Bruno will be on the right for sure.
That makes
guarantee
sense.
you that.
That makes sense. So we have more people saying defeats than more people saying a result.
Tim, what's your take?
I'm saying
Go on.
2-2.
Oh
So
my!
it seems like the majority here is saying
Then.
draw.
The
It seems like everybody's saying draw,
the
not
reason
defeat.
is because after so much that's happened to United this week, the players they're not as tough as they're not as tough mentally.
We're not mentally strong.
They're not mentally strong. So, but if Brighton score first, say if Brighton do a Nottingham first and go 2-0 up, it's lights out. I can't see it coming. But if we score first and manage the game properly, and because Brighton will score, that's why I can see a draw. But I can't see a defeat. I know we won't lose that game. We will not lose that game.
I like everyone agrees that Brighton will score.
We won't lose. We won't lose. We will not lose that game.
I'm gonna put it out there. We'll keep a clean sheet. 2-0 United. Yes. 2-0 United.
Wow.
Oh my God, he is in.
Man.
He is in it. Ken.
I would love to see you right now, Ken.
That's asking a lot. We've a 7-man defense.
The fortress of logic and reasoning. He is now he's locked himself with logic and reasoning outside.
A clean sheet against Brighton. Ouch. That takes a lot. I mean, it's not impossible. Brighton could have 2 men sent off. It can happen. Football's a funny game. It's true. And United might have.
This is gonna be hilarious.
You know the last time that Brighton didn't score a game. The last time Brighton didn't score a game in the game was when we played them in the semi-final.
Yeah, that was 0-0, wasn't it?
And that was in a
when it
cup.
went to penalties.
Yeah. But that was in a cup. In the league, the last time they didn't score, jeez. Wow. I can't even see. Fulham, 18th of February. That was the last time.
The last time
they did not score a goal.
The last time they didn't score in the Premier League game.
Wow.
Oh.
18th of February.
That's a long time, bro. They always
Brighton will score. They will score.
So Ken, are you gonna?
It's almost a guarantee.
Are you still with the 2-0?
I'm still sticking to my guns. 2-0 United.
Wow.
I love that. But
we need that. We need that.
I need
next time he might be one laughing. He might be laughing when we win 2-0.
Hey man,
true.
Some of us have to still dream. We just so that when we start dreaming again, we know how to dream. Somebody has to keep dreaming so that when we start dreaming again, they can teach us.
They have to
teach us again.
Give us the blueprint.
That makes sense. Right. Question time. Any questions from anyone? Question time, quickly.
Please.
Anyone got questions?
Yes. Where does Mason Mount fit in when Bruno, Ericsson, Amrabat, Casemiro's fit? Where does Mount fit in?
Squad rotation.
Great question. Who wants to go on that one?
I'll take it. Yeah.
Right.
No, it's going to be it's a long season. People will go down. Unfortunately, people will get suspensions. I'm looking at you, Casemiro. It's rotation. And there'll be some games where players need rest and whatnot, and you're going to need to be able to rotate. And with that being said, once he's up to match fitness properly, you could also leave teams guessing. Because one thing that I always had an issue with this team is we always pretty much predicted what the starting 11 was going to be. Now you can start throwing in like, you know what? Maybe he might be a good fit for this one, maybe not. But I can guarantee you cup games he's going to be playing a lot too. So he will be a valuable player to this team.
But Mount will be starting. From what we know about ETH, Mount is number one of the first names on the team sheet. So who would drop?
I don't think he'll be starting.
I don't know. If we are truly like full strength like that, he's coming off the bench. Because don't remember, we have 5 changes as well in all competitions.
Even in Champions League?
Need that throughout the season.
Or just you? No, in Champions League, not 5 changes.
Mount will play, man. Mount will play.
I think Mount will play.
Mount will play a lot of games.
60 million to put him on the bench.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, no way. He will play, and he will
start.
He will play every week. Every week. Guarantee. Yeah, he ain't gonna be like,
so where will he
play for?
Where will he play? On the right, in the middle?
Okay, he's gonna play. Oh man, this boy, man. Oh man, yeah, he's gonna play. I mean, in my opinion, he's gonna play. I think what Erik ten Hag is gonna do is he's probably gonna play him like ahead of like in that 10 position, move Bruno to the right and play Amrabat beside Casemiro.
That's
what
one
I
thing.
think.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Anyone else in reference to that question of where Mount to play?
I think he's going to be on the bench. I think he's tried him in those games and it's not worked. And if you want to play man in starting against Brighton, mate, you better better start practicing taking it from the net and coming back, because they will demolish us. If he plays man, Casemiro and Bruno, forget it.
Oh yeah, no, you can't do that anymore. No.
Get it.
Yeah, Mount Casemiro and Bruno. Oh yeah. So it'll be done. The game will be over by halftime.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope not.
We did see more out of Eriksen against Arsenal that we have seen with Mount in the
100%.
Yeah, true.
Balance of the team's better.
Man,
100%.
I think people are writing off Mount that quickly. I think the Mount thing will work if you have like an Amrabat behind and Casemiro playing behind him. I think it will work. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but I think it'll eventually work. It just hasn't found the right balance yet.
That sounds like a familiar story. Here we go again. Another midfielder that needs certain kinds of individuals to unlock the player. We're trying to unlock players again. Here we go.
No.
At least this one actually cares more about his on the pitch stuff than off the pitch stuff. So there is a difference.
And at least this one is a Champions League winner. How many players in our squad have won the Champions League apart from Casemiro and Varane? You tell me.
The other one was a World Cup winner.
Mount.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I said Mount is won the Champions League. Who
Casemiro and Varane?
Casemiro, Varane,
and the Super Cup.
I said apart from Casemiro and Varane. There's no one else.
The only one. There's no one else.
Mount won one.
At least Mount won a Champions League. Pogba didn't win Champions League last time I checked. No. Pogba won actually. He did.
No, he didn't. No, he did not. He lost.
There you go. There you see, he didn't. So you can't compare Pogba and Mounts.
Okay. All I'm saying is, my eyes still work, and what I've seen is dead.
The thing is, I don't agree that Mount is not a good player. I don't agree with that.
No one said he's not a good player.
I don't agree with player.
What we've seen is just not kind.
The thing is now it may not be working in this squad that we have right now. Doesn't mean it can't work in the future though. We just got to find the right mix. We just got to mix it. Ten Hag just got to find the right mix to it. I think the reason why it's not working is because Casemiro is left exposed by himself. If you play someone else beside Casemiro, you have the cover. I think it will work. You just need to play Amrabat beside Casemiro, or play Kobe Mino beside Casemiro, and let Mount run forward and do whatever he wants to do all day long.
And where's Bruno in this?
Bruno's going to play on the right.
And where's
Bruno's going to play on the right?
Why is Bruno on? Why are we trying to put Bruno on the right?
Bruno turns into doing that.
We don't get a left from Bruno on the right. Let me bring Vim in here.
That's the only way it's going to work, though. Bruno has to be on the right. That's the only way it's going to work.
That's too much for one player to dislodge the team like that in our formation.
I know.
For one
that
player,
may be the case. It may be too much for one player, but that's the only. But that's the only way I see this thing working, though. It will not work. It can't work any other way.
I'll just add this point. There was, I don't know if you guys remember, there was an interview that ETH did with the media when he said, "We found something." I think it was the first time Bruno played on the right. There was someone came off and he pushed Bruno out wide. And after the game, he was like, "Oh, I discovered something new today." And one of the things he discovered was that Bruno can play on the right. That's what he said. He said, "We've just seen that Bruno." And that since then,
I don't think we get a lot from him on the right, though. I doesn't. He putting overhead crosses. I don't see anything being done.
No.
Dalot can do that.
Crosses to Highland.
Yeah,
with Highland as a target, probably so. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, crosses to Highland.
We get more from Bruno as in the 10 position versus the right, versus play on the right. But however,
to get the balance of the team, if you want to get Mount in that team, the only way to fit Mount in that team is to play Bruno on the right. That's it.
Really?
Then sit his ass
Wow.
on the bench then. No, I'm not giving up Bruno in the middle. Bruno, yo.
But that's
Okay,
60
so
mil
we
on
got-
the
Let
bench.
me get
listen,
Vince.
we
Let
got
me get
Pellestri
Vince's
that can
perspective.
come
Hold
in.
on, let me get Vince's
Yo,
perspective.
imagine
Vin.
Bruno dishing out to Pellestri, Højlund, and Rashford on the left. Come on, man. Putting him on the right restricts his the different kind of passes he can do, man. Come on.
Joe,
Let
we
me
agree
bring
with you. We agree with you. It's
let
just
me
the
bring
way
in
it is.
Vim. Vim, where are you on this one?
In terms of Mason Mount,
Yeah.
yes, an expensive purchase. You know, Thomas Tuchel, Potter. I'm not sure where Lampard deployed him, but they played him as a number 8. I don't see him as a proper number 8 because I don't see him making a lot of defensive play. I think he's more attack minded. So, like Sancho, like other players we have in our team, we need a good, solid defensive hub to then unlock these attacking players. I see him as an attacking player. He was played by Tuchel as front on the front of the left three. So basically, where Rashford plays. But Rashford obviously has that prime spot for himself. So perhaps he's going to be in competition for that space, or he's going to be a squad player for the whole of the season, as Devin says. But I can't see him starting every game.
Wow.
But I want to see him play. I don't want to see him benched completely because it's a big investment. And I have seen some sparks in him, not at Manchester United, but other places. He's got speed, he's got prowess, he's got a lot of energy, and he does a lot of one-touch interplay, which I think is good for the team. So we can
Press well.
He presses well as well. He's got a lot of
energy, just not defensive.
Yeah, not defensive. I don't see any defensive like him.
All right, thank you, Vin. Right, anyone else in reference to Mount or any next question? Question time.
I did have a question actually. I didn't get to ask it.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Sorry, because I know a couple of you answered it. You know, that we do this zonal marking. But I don't think the problem is just with the zonal marking. I think the problem is this communication breakdown. The fact that we can't change dynamically to adjust the way a team is attacking us and exploiting us. And this amounts to us losing lots of games that season over many years. Do you guys see this as a big problem for us? And do you, any ideas why this communication isn't taking place? Are our analysts just going to sleep? Are the assistant coaches not feeding stuff back to Ten Hag? Because Ten Hag can't do it all on his own. Where do you think the problems are? What's going on?
Who wants to go first?
I think, man, my opinion, man. I think everything in that club stinks, man. Everything in the club stinks. It really stinks because I just think that yeah, this may have nothing to do with the coaching though, but it indirectly affects the coaching, the way they do their job, and the way the players listen, and the way the players communicate. At the end of the day, it all goes up to when you have a club that's got their stuff together, that's run properly, that has expectations, right? I think it trickles down. And when the players, like when they're on the pitch, the ambition, the drive to win the game, the drive to do that a little bit extra, right? Is that extra, and those extras is what gets you over those fine margins, because it all trickles down. So I just think, because a lot of the things we're seeing now, we saw it in previous coaches and managers. We're seeing the same thing. The only thing I could think of is just there's just no expectation. The only person that's pushing expectation is Ten Hag, and Ten Hag can't do it all by himself. He needs the club behind him. He needs everything else to fall in line. This may not answer your question exactly, Vin, but that's what I think. That's what I think.
Okay, thanks, Ben.
Given up. Because if the coaches and the assistants are not telling the team that, guys, you guys are being exploited down on this left-hand side or control side or Wan-Bissaka side or through the middle, they can see what's going on the side of the pitch. The analysts talk to each other. Stuff is not being communicated to the players. The players are just completely lost, and they don't know how to counteract a team that attacks in a certain way. So the coaches cannot have given up on Ten Hag. Ten Hag wouldn't.
No, I don't think.
So there's something else going on, which is causing a breakdown in our system of play.
It's probably not. I don't think it's coming from the coaching. I don't think
Could it be the players don't understand what they're supposed to do?
I think it's the players. Probably the players. I think the players are just not getting it, or the players are just not wanting to do.
So why are they not getting
it?
I think it's the same. It's the same thing that we've always had. It's a common denominator the last 10 years. Mentality. We can have sparks, we can have halves, but we very rarely have full games where we are just locked on. And sometimes we get away with it when we, especially, the good old squeaky bum time, last 5 minutes of the game, where we kind of, we kind of clam up and we kind of shell up, right? And sometimes we get away with it with wins like it with Wolves. But just like what happened with Arsenal, when you have more quality, more quality opposition, they don't need too many chances to hurt you, and they take their chance. And that's exactly like we seldom are locked on for 90 minutes. Just always, they never give us like 90 minutes. It's always like maybe like 75. We get away with 10 minutes of not conceding while the mentality is still low, right? And then that 5% is where, it usually costs us,
Yeah.
And sometimes that 5% is all certain teams need to pump 7 in front of us.
The only game that we actually dominated, like from start to finish, was Spurs at home last season. Don't know if you guys remember.
I can see that.
Yeah,
was it because that was a bad Spurs side, or United were just good on the day?
Man, that Spurs side was terrible. It was easier.
That's the best we've played where we actually dominated the game from start to finish. That's the only game I can remember.
Yeah. Right. So this comes down to lack of focus. As we saw against Arsenal, we scored and conceded within 25 seconds. Is that lack of focus or lack of awareness, or is just a mentality thing? What do you
everything. Focus, mentality, focus, everything. It all joins together.
Who's responsible? Is that the coach or the players?
The players.
The players, man.
Exactly, because you are still celebrating while Arsenal gone down that wing against Wan-Bissaka, Paul Cross and other guys right there on by himself. That's awareness.
Well, it's that saying, isn't it? You're most vulnerable after you've scored a goal. It's a common,
yeah.
But these guys are not kids. They're not under 17s. These are seasoned professionals.
So
How
long
have they been under Manchester United, where player power matters more than anything else? So like it's like they come to this thing. How many times have they downed tools and other managers as well too in the past? So it's like this thing where they only want to show up when they want to.
Yeah.
And it's like, because and I've said this before, my biggest fear with this team, with the players that we have, is complacency. They feel like they did one thing right, and so now the rest of everything else will be fine. They do one thing, they're not willing to dig in twice hard after they do the thing they're supposed to do. So you realize, okay, we just hit them, we just hurt them. We need to be ready for the counterattack, not just we just hurt them, so they're just going to lay down and just let us do whatever we want. Which is what I feel like this team does a lot of the time. This has been going on now for how many years?
But Devin, do you know what that is?
For a long time.
There's not enough competition for places. The team.
I agree with that 100% too.
The players are not on their toes. They're like, I'm going to start. They know they're going to start.
Yeah, exactly.
But someone like Rashford can run into 6 players every single game, lose the ball, but he knows he's starting next week.
But see, so the difference, though, like when it comes to Rashford and like Rashford will still run. Rashford will still run and try. But I think some of his decision making though is a little questionable as well at times. Like sometimes I think he's a little bit too selfish in the final third as well. Like sometimes instead of trying to dribble through 5 6 at once, look for the player in the better position.
That's what Kate's saying. That's what Kate just said. He's doing that because he knows that he can afford to do that because he knows that.
I don't.
When you have someone like, imagine if you had someone like, I don't know, Mbappe. Yeah. Let's just imagine we've signed Mbappe. Do you think Rashford would take on 6 players, lose it, and still do the same? No chance. He knows Mbappe is coming on next game.
But the difference though, Rashford will still also track back and help out as well too. So I have to give him credit for that part. However, it's like I said, just the decision making. Like I think it was where he tried to dribble somebody and Højlund was unmarked in the middle of the box in the last match.
Yeah,
I said that is a problem as well because Rashford, yes, you scored the goal in the match. Yes, we hit him on a counterattack and you scored. Great. But just because you did that doesn't mean all of a sudden like you start to feel yourself. Don't start doing things different than what your game does. And that I think is one of the biggest weaknesses that he does a lot. So you got to learn how once he stops looking at the ground and lifts his head up and realizes the dribble and then also start adding assists into his game. Oh my God! Imagine what a player he will be then.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever do that. I don't think he'll ever get to a point.
I was gonna say,
guys, remember he did it with Marshall.
One at a time. Go on,
when
Ken.
Marshall was there, he did it. You got to remember. I think the problem with Rashford, he's got no chemistry with the person playing up top. Because when him and Marshall, he wasn't.
When he plays with Martial, when he plays with Martial, he plays well. They play well together. Their chemistry is ridiculous. Yeah, the two of them.
I want to hear what Vim has to say though.
I was going to say, Devin, actually, what you say is correct because I think this is Rashford's MO. This is style of play because I don't know if anyone saw the England game yesterday. Rashford did exactly the same on the left wing. He's just running into traffic, and he loses the ball. He does exactly the same thing he does for England as he does for us. I think it's just the way he is.
And it's a good point, Vim. I was gonna ask how he plays. How does he play for England? If he's doing the same thing for England, then
so that's his style. But
that's the way he is.
Okay, is it that he's taking on?
But that's why he's not going to be a starter.
Is he taking on too many players that he think he should, or he's like believing I could get through all of them?
Yes, he's doing the same thing every single time. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I agree.
You know what I remember?
United.
One at a time. Let's have one ahead. We'll be able to.
Who else takes on a player and beats a man at United? No one else can do that in our team.
Garnacho.
When he comes off the bench when players are tired, but when he starts, he doesn't really beat a man that often.
Yeah.
Okay, notice he said a man though.
Yeah.
But Rashford doesn't beat.
If it's one man,
Rashford doesn't beat people.
Going at it.
Yeah.
Rashford doesn't beat men like every single time. He beats
the
percentage of is like 20% out of 8. Like
no, but I'm saying, who else gets more output of beating a man in our team?
I mean, it's
that's
Rashford.
The problem. That's the problem. That's why he can do that. Because no one else in the team.
Kay, have you seen this in footballers in the UK in London? That a lot of the youngsters just like to take on the players.
Yeah,
right?
That's because of YouTube.
They all. Because of YouTube, so there's something ingrained that they want to beat players, and they
now than they used to be. Back in the day, was pass and run.
As a young player, was able to do that.
One at a time. Let Vim.
Rashford, as a young player, was able to do that, but I think he's lost some of that skill. His game has adapted, and I don't think he has that skill level that he had in his locker as a youth, as he does now. I think in his mind, he thinks he can still take on the players and dribble through them, but he doesn't have the skill to do it anymore. I think he believes he can do it, but he cannot.
Van Gaal, Mourinho, Oli, Ten Hag. His development. Ragnick. His development is stunted. His development is stunted.
That's what it is.
He's referring to what he knows.
Who remembers when Martial used to take people to the cleaners? He doesn't even do that.
He's not.
No, but Martial
he's never match fit. That's the problem with him. Because by the time he starts to get a little bit of form, he starts getting hurt again. He's got to start all over again.
Yeah,
that's his problem.
He can't. I think if Martial can stay fit, right, and Martial can't even run like he used to. He's not even fast anymore. He's lost some of that speed too. So I don't think he could. But if he still had that fitness, oh yeah, Martial would take people on all day, every day. And I think his output is way better than Rashford.
He didn't need to run into space. He reminded me of
because if you look at the way Rashford beats people, it's a very simplistic way.
Yes.
Like he'll just try to put the ball in space and just beat you to the ball.
And just run.
Right?
Yeah.
Where Martial is getting people unbalanced on purpose.
Yeah.
The way the way he just approaches you.
It reminds me of
right?
Iron Robin.
He won't even touch the ball.
dribbling.
He'll just gesture himself a certain way just to get you to move a certain way, and boom.
I think he's even more skillful than Iron Robin. I think he's more skillful than Iron Robin.
Nah, Iron Robin was on another level.
No,
Iron Robin was on another level, bro.
No. I think Martial was more skillful, in my opinion.
Iron Robin played for one of the biggest played in big teams.
Feet, look, when Martial plays, right, it's like that ball just sticks to his feet. It doesn't move anywhere. It sticks.
Same with Iron Robin. Iron Robin's running at pace and keeping the ball very close to the point.
Iron Robin always cut. The thing with Iron Robin, he always cut in. Marshall got inside and outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but hey, listen, but did Iron Robin's form do this?
No, we're not comparing him as a player. We're just saying
not comparing them. We're just talking about dribbling.
What are we here for? This isn't a sport. What
we
comparing? They're cooking?
Nah, Joe, we're just talking about the dribbling, like dribbling.
Okay.
Yeah, just dribbling. Yeah.
Going back to Rashford, he's reverted back to. Remember when Zlatan first came and he said that Rashford needs to learn to play for the team. He's reverted back to that.
Yes.
And that's because we've not had a proper striker that'll tell him stop doing that.
You think he could get 25 goals this season?
Rashford, no, he won't get 25 goals. Yeah, he won't get.
He'll probably get 15 in all competitions. I think 15 in all competitions.
15.
That's what I think. That's what I think. I agree with Devin.
Devin, are you saying 15 because Højlund is now in the team? Is that why you're saying that?
Yeah. So I think Højlund's I think you start having interaction. You start realizing, okay, stop going in here. Like, people are finally get on him. What we're saying as well, I still believe that Benny McCarthy and all them are going to work with him on this as well. Because I think Rashford was doing a lot of this before, what he's doing now, because who did he have to work with last year in Weghorst? And you would give Weghorst a ball 6 yards out from goal and he would still miss. Now that we're going to have somebody in there who can also actually score goals as well too, he's not going to be able to put as much on his back as he did before.
Right.
And so, however, with that being said, like I said, once he learns how to add assists to his game as well too, it's going to make him even more unpredictable. Because now his defender, instead of thinking, oh, he's going to try to dribble, no matter, he's going to put his head down and dribble, we're fine. Now they have to worry about him putting a cross in, and we're going to have Højlund on the end of it as well. And if they decide to do that, Rashford has the ability to finish from that as well too. Okay. So his goal tally will go down, but I think his assists will go up too.
Right. Joe, Rashford 25 plus? No.
He should be able to get 15 this season and 25 if he establishes a good relationship with Højlund, because they can definitely play off of each other, because now defenses look at both of them as a threat, you know? And Rashford, and I'm saying Rashford will be able to score more because he doesn't have to be the guy that does it. He doesn't have to be the guy that has to beat two people. He can play it off. When he gets the double team, dish it off to Højlund, right? Then make his run. It's fast enough. Højlund cuts it back to him. It's easy. It's basic. Let's just, but he's got to have it in him as a player to want to be able to do it, instead of just still wanting to be the man, even though we have a striker. Because seriously, if he was really like that, if he had it like that, we wouldn't be getting Højlund. So clearly the team has brought this guy in to score goals, right? And if you want to score more goals, it's the fastest way to do it is to establish a relationship between both of them. We can't have both of them just like playing for themselves out there. That's not going to help us either.
Yeah, especially when we're not playing 4-4-2. Ken, Rashford goals 25 less?
Less, I'll say less. Only because everyone knows that he's one of the key threats.
Yeah, they're always double teaming him now.
Yeah, and he doesn't have that intelligence to kind of play a 1-2 and run.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it? A bit harsh.
I agree with Ken.
I wouldn't say he doesn't. I wouldn't say he doesn't have the intelligence to do it. I would say he hasn't been held accountable to do it.
Well, but he still doesn't have the intelligence, though.
He doesn't.
He still doesn't. He's a professional football player. So you mean to tell me you're a professional football player, you don't know to lay it off? Come on, bro.
It needs to be instructed as well.
Guys, what you're forgetting
Well,
You're
so,
changing-
so,
I agree
so
with Ken. I
hold
agree
on.
with Ken.
So Ken, you're
Let Ken
saying
go on. Let
he
Ken
won't
go
get
on.
25 goals this season.
Not 25.
Okay.
20.
Vim.
I think he was up to get 15. Yeah.
25
Rashford.
goals. Yeah, 25 goals, no, because he's not going to be a central striker. But he needs to be told to adjust his style of play. I think he cares about the club and he cares about his career at United. And I think he will listen. And I think if he's coached one-on-one in the right way to adjust his style of play, that's going to benefit the team, then I'll see a greater contribution from him and greater output. And I don't necessarily think we need to see 25 goals from Rashford. I think we need to see more goals from the front six
Correct.
and some chip-ins with the defenders and the fullbacks. We need to see goals all round throughout the team. Every team that wins the Premier League this season, everyone chips in with the goals.
Right.
That's where
That's
we
true.
need to get back to.
That makes sense. The reason I asked the Rashford one was because Rashford said his aim is to break Rooney's goal record, which made me think he might be more selfish, but that was before Højlund arrived. But I don't know if that is still his thinking of trying to break Rooney's record as the Old Trafford Man United's
He
highest
could still
goal
do
scorer.
it. He could
It's
still do it.
it's
Bob.
still
He
in
could
his
still
head,
do
man.
it. It's still
25.
possible.
He's only 25.
Wow.
Exactly. He's got plenty of time to do that right now, and you don't know what type of player he will evolve into as he gets older and more mature with his game. So I still think it's possible, but like I said, he's got to learn how to involve the team more and stop being so selfish and pick his head up and look for players in better position as well. But like I said, once he gets that to his game, oh my God.
I don't
Oh
see
my God.
Rashford adding that to his game.
No, it's not
I
gonna-
don't see it.
The
So-
only time you'll have
I
that
think what you see,
Hold
bro.
on. Kay, quickly, what you were gonna say about
the
we
only
don't
time
see-
you'll see that add to his game is when we get a solid striker that'll demand the ball. Because at the moment, he's been used to playing with Weggles. He's playing
Yeah.
with guys that can't say nothing to him.
Yeah.
When Zlatan was there, Zlatan used to say, he used to stick it on him. Lukaku, they'll say, like, pass the ball, they'll show it at him. In the last few years, who's going to say anything to him?
But didn't Ronaldo? Wasn't Ronaldo doing that?
It was like a blur. How was his partnership with Ronaldo?
Yeah, but
Was
Kay,
he good? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
what about Ronaldo? Because I'm
Ronaldo,
sure Ronaldo be asking for the ball too, but he was
Yeah.
still playing the same way he was
He's
playing.
still doing the same nonsense.
Yeah,
And you
but,
can see Ronaldo turn around and go, oh.
but when
Exactly.
Ronaldo was there, you could see Ronaldo was like, I feel that a lot of players didn't really want like Ronaldo being there.
Yeah.
Except
the
that,
respect-
except
the
that.
respect-
I
levels
think
have gone.
it stunted a lot of their play,
Yeah.
you know, because they felt either
Me.
obligated. Yeah, because Ronaldo was basically what Rashford is right now, right? Like he was constantly asking for the ball, even though, and I think a lot of times we saw Rashford do these same things because he made a conscious decision. If I play this ball to Ronaldo, he's not gonna get to it. Because remember, there was like a string of games where like Ronaldo was not getting to the ball. Like
Unless it was in the
you
air.
can clearly tell he has lost a step. His first touch was off. You know,
But he can still jump. But he
He can still jump though. Yeah, he can still jump. True. Yeah,
Still jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can still jump
mean,
now. Now he
yeah.
can still jump now.
He's still jumping. I still scoring headed goals wherever he
Okay,
is.
he can do
scoring.
He can do whatever he wants in Saudi Arabia. This is top flight football we're talking about. This is
Joe,
the Premier-
Joe,
No, wait.
25 goals.
What are we talking about?
For 36-year-old ain't easy in Premier League.
Listen.
Today's society.
Okay, so why don't we also bring in Messi's stats in the MLS? What are we talking about here? We're talking about top flight football here.
I said EPL.
We're talking about proper football here.
So when he scored 25 goals, where was that?
What do you expect from a 37-year-old
in EPL
playing in EPL? What do you expect?
You know what's my favorite part of watching?
Goals?
You know what my favorite part of watching these Ronaldo highlights from Saudi Arabia? I don't watch Ronaldo.
We're not even talking about Saudi Arabia. We said EPL Ronaldo.
We're saying when he was playing for United, his second stint, when he was 36 years old, he was still doing it then. That's what I'm saying.
But Joe don't like Ronaldo, so he just want to just cut that.
It's not that I don't like Ronaldo. Listen.
You can't cut out history, brother.
Listen.
You don't talk like you like the Ronaldo though. You don't talk like you do, like you like him though.
He hates the guy because of what happened, and I get it. It's okay.
I talk like somebody, right, who is a fanatic of a club that he disrespected Mind you, with
Ah,
Piers
come on,
Morgan.
man.
I
Here we
don't think he
go.
Piers Morgan.
disrespected the club. I think he
Nah,
disrespected the
bro,
manager.
Disrespected what? Come
No.
on, man.
No,
This is
no,
this is
unacceptable.
look.
Unacceptable.
Okay, this
Unacceptable,
is Fergie's,
bro.
This is
Unacceptable.
This is Fergie's son. This is Fergie's son. This is the guy. Like, do you know
Fergie's
how
son.
much? I mean, no, I'll tell you this, right?
Just
If
because
you
he's
go
Fergie son doesn't
interview,
mean
wait,
he can draw all over the walls.
look,
No one said that.
Go
It's
interview,
like
go
give
talk to guys
respect
like
where
Paul
respect
Scholes.
is due. That's all they're saying.
Oh man,
Respect is
I mean,
due.
I'm not gonna lie.
You
Even
know,
talk to guys
he
like Paul
holds the
Scholes,
record.
Ferdinand.
Hold on, he holds the record of the oldest player in Premier League history to score 2 hat-tricks in one season. The oldest player at 36.
Yeah.
So as much as you don't like it, it's there. You can't.
The
hide
guy
it,
is
bro.
still, he's still, the guy's
No,
a champ.
I'm not even
man.
talking about
He's a
Saudi.
champ.
I'm not even talking
Listen.
about the Saudi. I'm talking
The
about
guy's a
whatever he
champ.
did in his first
Listen,
season at United.
I'm
We got to
not-
give him
I'm not
respect,
dis-
regardless if you hate
You guys
him or
make
not.
it sound like, yo, I'm not discounting
I
his
think you are.
accolades.
Yes,
I think you
are.
are.
bro.
I think you
But
are.
you
You
guys,
You are.
listen.
You are, Joe. You are.
No.
Okay,
So
I'm
no.
not-
I
I'm-
think
wait,
I
I mean,
don't
okay,
think Joe
hold on,
discredited what he
hold
did in
on.
the past.
Let Devin,
I think
let
what
Devin
Joe's
come
talking
in.
about what he's doing
Come
with
in,
Saudi
Devin.
as well right
Devin,
now.
come in, Devin.
So I don't think Joe's discrediting what he did in the past. However, he's just saying that what he's doing now in Saudi Arabia is not that big because look what he's going against.
We're not even
That,
talking
that's
Saudi.
what I'm getting off of Joe.
We're
from
talking
this.
what he did for Man United in the first season, is what I said.
Yeah, but the
So
team.
are you talking
the
about his
team-
first season
but
and second
the team was
stint?
Yeah,
shit. He was
first season,
scoring
second
goals, but the
stint.
team was shit. We had big
Yeah.
problems. I would put. Listen, everybody. Now that we're thinking about it, right? With all those goals, right? With all those goals, would
We were
you
shocking.
have sacrificed those goals to have a healthy Cavani on that pitch?
Oh,
No.
Cavani
A
would have
healthy
had more
Cavani
effort.
on that pitch, the team played
Played
and
better.
looked better.
Better. Yeah.
Yeah, the team played better with
played-
Cavani.
because, like, we saw it, bro. We saw it. Ronaldo would score, right, and we would look at it and was like,
They won't
we
even
don't
celebrate
look
properly
great.
with him. Yeah.
We
No,
don't
but
look great.
Joe,
But when
no one
Cavani
is
played,
Yeah, but
What
Joe,
was the
Joe, no
most
one
goals
is
Cavani
saying,
scored for United?
no one is saying
I
that.
don't think he scored more than
Ronaldo-
15 in a match.
No.
In the
See,
season.
Joe,
man. Injury.
Ronaldo playing with the team, it did affect the way the team played. Yeah, that's not.
We agreed on that.
But then,
Negatively.
yeah, we agree on
Negatively,
that. But
right?
yeah, we
Negatively.
agree. But regardless of that, Ronaldo still was one of the biggest reasons why we came out of the Champions League group. He was the single sole reason. If Ronaldo was not in that team in those group stages, we don't make it out of the group stages. We do not make it out, guaranteed. We don't make it out. So give him respect
sometimes-
for that too.
You got
He was the
okay,
highest goal
yeah.
scorer.
I
The
would
first season, he was high.
you say
He scored 24
give him
goals.
respect. You say sometimes
At
listen,
36.
sometimes it helps a team to get out of competitions, man. And that was the season we did not need to be in all those competitions, man. I know we're Manchester
Okay.
United. We need to be involved with every
But guess
single
what?
cup, but we are not
100%,
that
man.
team anymore, man.
Do you
We
know?
can do
you
two
know the longer?
tops
Do you know?
every
Do you
season.
know the longer? Do you know the longer you remain in the Champions League, the more money you make?
Which
And
is
you
where-
you want to buy you want to buy more players, right? You want to have more money to spend, right? He
That
helped
would
you
also,
do that.
That would also
Hey,
that would
hey,
require our
he
owners
was
to
helping
actually
you trying to
invest
do
it
that.
Hey,
properly.
Bems.
That would actually
All
require
that
our
money
owners
we
to
got,
spend that
how's
extra
that
money
working out?
because that money's going to
let's
pay
let
off
Devin.
debts and everything that were brought into our club.
Yeah,
But anyway,
how's that working out? We're
yeah.
not. What's the point? We're not using the money wisely. We're wasting it on our mount.
But
It's
you
going,
can't
it's
blame
going
a
to
player. You
dividends.
can't blame a player for scoring goals, man. You can't blame him for doing his job. He's
I'm
gonna
not-
score
I'm-
goals. You can't
I'm not
say
blaming
he's
him.
gonna score goals.
What I'm saying is, when our manager, right, that we have all right here, we're all part of the coalition that we're gonna back the manager. When that manager looked at how the team looked, right, and wanted to change the way the team looked, and because that fit in the image Ronaldo had, as far as him playing for this club, he threw a fit and linked up with Piers Morgan. No, man, no.
Joe,
Unacceptable.
But Joe, the thing is,
He
Joe,
threw a
don't
fit.
you
Let me
think
get
that was
Vim in
I
there.
cannot
forget
Hold
that.
on,
Sorry,
let
cannot
me
forget
get-
that.
Let me get Vim in
Ronaldo
there.
still
We
deserves
have-
his respect, though. He
Let
still
me get
deserves his respect
Vim in there.
regardless, though.
Vim, where are you on, Joe?
Joe,
with
I
this?
mean, we spoke about this at length last year, but the thing is, do you not think that was an engineered move for him to exit the club?
Exactly.
His time was done.
That was the
He's
club.
fallen out with Ten Hag. the Piers Morgan thing was engineered so he could leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The club
exactly.
wanted him out. The club wanted him out. Remember, I was telling you we were running out of money. The club wanted Ronaldo out. That's why they started saying about
Yes.
in pre-season that they're not sure whether he needed. What did they start saying about needing time out?
It's family
Yeah,
bereavement.
yeah.
Family bereavement.
Exactly.
They,
And then
they started
yeah,
they started
exactly.
disrupting him, and they wanted him out because he was taking up too much money. That's why they wanted to get rid of him. That was from the club. Facts, because we only had so much money left, and Ronaldo was on what 600,000 a week or something like that,
So
or 500.
okay, so you
500.
saying
I think it
that?
was 500.
So
Yeah,
so you
500.
saying
2
that?
million. That's 2 million. What's it
Um,
called? A month without his
A
goal
month.
bonus.
on
That's
on just one player.
one player. The Glazers wanted him out.
So, Joe, are you more satisfied now? Do you feel a bit better after Kay's statement?
Nah,
No,
no. Okay, so
I knew
listen,
it. I knew it.
listen. Wait, just
I'm
because the
messing with you,
Glazers,
brother. I'm just
wait,
messing with
just
you.
because the Glazers were fucking up too, that doesn't make what he did right. Like
Yeah, I
they both
agree.
wrong,
I agree with
and they
you. I
both
agree
ass.
with
You
you.
guys already know how I feel about the Glazers, right?
Yeah.
But now, right now, we're talking about CR7, right? And yo, I was good with this dude. Like, yo, it was like watching your hero like slap your fucking ice cream out your hand, man. This is crazy.
You
Nah,
know,
he fucked me up.
Joe,
He
imagine
fucked me up.
you
I can't
work
go
with a lot
back.
of teams.
I can't.
Joe, you work with a lot of teams, right? One of your star performers is no longer wanted in that team, and he knows that he's got to leave at some point. So either he's going to do it on his own terms or he's going to be pushed out. Ronaldo knew that he was being pushed out. The corridors, the powers that be didn't want him there. They made it
Yeah.
evident to him all the time. So what's he going to do? He's going to do whatever he can to leave on his own terms, and that's the reason he
Exactly.
went public.
Okay. He
Exactly.
didn't need to do it with Piers Morgan.
It
But
wasn't right.
I'll
Piers
give you that.
Morgan is a
How
guy
about
that
that?
gets
Okay,
Yeah, but
see,
Piers
you know,
Morgan-
I know you have
Piers
a
Morgan
vendetta
gets
against Piers
the
Morgan,
biggest
Joe.
bang.
I know
Yo,
you don't like Piers Morgan, but like I said, that was the outlet at the time to go
Yeah, that
out.
was the
no,
outlet, man.
listen,
Piers
wait,
Morgan
did you
is
guys
a
not watch
very
the interview?
controversial
Did you guys
figure,
not watch
which
the
is
interview?
what-
Yes,
He
we
was
all
like-
watched
the
it.
interview.
We watched
I
it,
saw
yeah.
it.
Yo,
All
But
that
he
stuff
was-
is engineered, man.
It
So
was,
it
it
was
was
like-
all
it's like
engineered.
One at a time,
very
one at a
carefully.
time, one at a time. Vim.
Joe, can I ask you a question? Aside from him saying that he did not respect Eric Ten Hag, was he wrong in any of his points?
No.
absolutely not.
But Devin, he wasn't wrong, but he did air a lot of dirty laundry in the public,
But you
which is
got
wrong.
to do
Yeah,
it.
and look what happened. And look what happened because of
And
it
that's
now.
why the club's in the mess it's in now. Because everyone
But
thinks
Ragnick
but I
aired
also
laundry.
do you
Dirty
think
laundry.
though that the Glazers would have put the club up for sale if he didn't do that?
the only reason the Glazers put the club up for sale is because they're running out of money. It's not because of Ronaldo.
No, but it happened just it
I
happened
think
soon after that.
But
One
it
at
just
a
so
time, one
happened
at a
it's the
time,
day
one at a
after.
time. Go on,
It,
David.
it happened because Ronaldo was taking 2 million a season. I mean, 2 million a month. How much were the
But
Glazers
Kay, I
taking
do-
out in dividends?
He
But Kay,
outed the
I do
Glazers.
believe
He said the club's gone back
that
in time.
interview.
But he was spot
I do
on
believe-
for calling out that they did
Yeah.
not improve any of the facilities,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Exactly.
He was spot on. And yeah, he got it right there. And for calling it how it was, like he even said he never met them, anything like that, and showed how they really were. And so it was like a little spark like that. Next thing he's gone. The same day they announced they're looking for their strategic options thing as it goes. So I
But
believe if they didn't do
exactly.
it then, that they would have waited even longer to announce anything.
Exactly.
But remember, he told the whole world.
Why do you make the
that the club?
why do you make the announcement the same day?
You've got to remember, guys, that he told the whole world that the club, the Glazers, have not invested in this club. It's remained stagnant since Ferguson
Everyone
left.
knew that, though.
Nothing has changed.
Well, United
No,
fans,
not
Yes,
everyone did not know that.
we all speculated.
Everyone
We all
didn't know that.
speculated, but he confirmed it. So,
Yes.
so I agree with him. I agree with him 100%.
Can I say something?
Go
Yeah.
on.
Is a huge Ronaldo fan, so we can talk till the cows come home. Tim is a big.
I give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got a question. Moving on, I got a question.
It
How
all
many
makes
goals-
sense now.
How many goals will Highland score this season?
League or all comps?
Minimum, I'll go first. Minimum
All
will
comps,
be
all comps.
all
All
competitions,
competitions, 15.
15.
Ooh.
That would be good. I'll take 15.
I think you're overshooting it. I think you're overshooting it, man. I don't think he's gonna get
very
15.
good.
If he
I
stays
don't think he's gonna
healthy
get 15.
across
Well, here's
all
so here's the
competitions,
thing right now. Look at his age. So he
He's
so
not
he
gonna
can
be
I
play
would
in
say
all
like
competitions.
11. I would say like
He
11
can play in all competitions.
or 10.
Yeah.
Champions League,
And he's
FA Cup,
going to play in all
Carling Cup, Premier
competitions
League.
as well too. He's only 20. Like once he's fit, he's going to want to play as much football as he can at that age.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I could see
honestly
15.
believe that.
I could see 15 across
If
all
he gets double
competitions.
figures,
I don't
he's
see
done well.
15. I don't
Now,
see 15.
considering
I see- Just like what Kay said, double figures 10. He's done well. 10, 11, he's done well.
Darwin Núñez scored
Yeah.
9 goals in all comps.
Yeah,
last
that's what I'm
season.
saying.
So if
Exactly.
he gets
And
15,
There you
that's
Liverpool were
really-
more fluid than us scoring wise.
Exactly. Yeah, how the hell is Wayland going to score 15 goals in this squad?
In this team,
Come on,
okay,
man.
but I said
Right, so
across,
but hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
You
FA
can't
Cup,
be quick with
Champions
the ball.
Rashford
League,
picking his
Premier
head up and
League.
actually putting crosses. If Palestri plays and off some of those crosses that he can play like he's shown he can do, Hoyland is going to eat.
yeah, he will.
No,
Yeah,
he will eat. Okay,
I
he will
agree
eat.
with
But how
David,
many times? How many times will Ten Hag start Palestri and to give
On top-
Hoyland those chances?
But also on top of that, right now, I'm assuming we're going to play 50 games of the season. We've played 4
100%.
so
Not
far.
this
With
season.
Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao
Not this
Cup,
season. We're
the
getting
league is already
we're
30
getting
put it
knocked
this
in
way, right?
early. Not
Even
this
if
Hey,
Palestri,
Ben.
Well, no,
even
like I
if
said,
Palestri
I
plays-
am anticipating. I'm not because last season I think we played 62 games. Like I said, I think we're playing. I think we're going to play 50 this year.
minimum.
44 are already guaranteed.
Yeah, that's group stage and Premier League. That's
Actually, no, it's more than that. It's more than that.
No, group stage is
Actually,
6 in group
46.
stage.
46 are
38.
guaranteed. 46 are guaranteed because you got 8 in the 38 in the Premier League. You got 6 in the
6 in
Champions League,
group-
and then you have at least 2 more now with the FA Cup and Carabao Cup.
So I think
So-
K and Bems, I can see why they don't have faith because they've been they're still having nightmares from.
But you got to remember, Ken.
You're still
how
having
many games?
nightmares from what's his name, Workhorse.
But how many games is he going to start? I know
No.
Devin's saying we've got a lot of games, but if we play 50 games,
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Hoyland's only going to play what 30 max.
No, he'll play every game. He'll play every
Literally.
game.
If he's fit, he'll play. I think
Absolutely
he'll
will.
play every
Starting,
game.
starting.
He's
I'm
playing
on
every
the
game.
starting.
See, look,
I see
guys.
15.
I'm gonna put it to you this way, right? Look at the way we play, right?
Mhm.
We don't create. Let's be honest, we don't really create a lot of chances.
I agree.
Right?
I
So
agree.
now you're now gonna add Hoyland. Now, okay, if once you add Hoyland into it, right? We should be creating more chances. We should try to create more because of him.
Mm.
But
he's also that player who makes his own chances.
He does make
that
his
player
own chances,
He's
yes.
that player who will put
what
the mistakes-
Hoyland does, what I've seen from Hoyland, what Hoyland does, right? He moves around a lot, and that moving around just creates spaces for other players. That doesn't mean he's going to create more
You
chances for
think
himself to
Garnacho's
score.
going to cut in and pass to Hoyland? Garnacho's like Greenwood. He's going to shoot.
No,
He's gonna
eventually he
shoot.
will. Eventually he will. Not now.
don't know, man.
But
He's
it'll
still a
take a
kid.
while for the players to get used to playing with him. But
And
eventually,
he's
Let-
not
let's
on
go
penalties,
right.
and he's not on
So,
penalties
Vim,
either.
how
In
many
fact,
goals?
what I think,
Hold on,
I
Ben.
think, okay.
Vim, how many goals do you expect from Holland this season? All competitions.
I think, to be fair on the guy, he's a young lad, new to this Premier League, give him a target of 15 to 20. I think seems reasonable.
that's standard.
I don't think we
shit,
should
it's
put too much
first season.
expectation on him as well.
Damn,
Otherwise,
15 to
we
20.
don't want, people crumble in this theatre of dreams. So
Yeah.
take it easy on
How
the guy.
many
But
did he
get the
score,
others to chip in.
last club?
Okay,
He
Joe.
scored 4
9, wasn't it? 9? Something like that?
in one season. I don't think it was in one
No,
season.
I don't know, but he hasn't scored many goals.
It was
for
like
previous
4 in
clubs.
one season.
But
No,
he
it's
offers,
nine.
You want him
he
to
offers
quadruple
different.
that.
One at a time.
He offers something different in the game. He's a good presser. He's got amazing speed. I've seen him run past other players. He's got good acceleration. He's got good strength, and he harasses the defense.
Defenders.
So
Yeah.
he adds a different dimension to our game. It's not just about the goals; it's about what else he offers up front.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think
I
it's changed
agree with that part, Vim.
the way we
Yeah,
play.
what he,
So he'll say 15-20. Joe.
Yeah, all competitions, he's got a scrappiness about him, man. I could see him getting at least 5 to 6, just out of sheer will, just scrappy goals.
5
So
or
I'm
6.
giving him 15 to 20 goals all comps
Wow.
this season. Because
wow.
no, okay,
That's realistic.
if
Okay, hold on.
Amrabat had not come in, right, and we were gonna solidify, like Amrabat has been here to fix what? Our midfield, because we're not creating
Man,
enough chances. If you can fix that, he's gonna start seeing some food. That's why I don't like Bruno.
Do you guys really watch?
Bruno behind Højlund?
Hold on,
Are you guys?
Okay.
Are you guys really watching United for real? Are you guys really watching the same team that we? I mean,
Hey,
I
man.
don't know how.
Hold on,
I
man.
don't-
Let me go.
I'm not saying it's gonna look like Barcelona, but he's gonna
Like,
get goals.
how
All
are you-
competitions.
How are
Yeah,
you
who
making
we
these predictions? 15 to
But
20
Spence,
goals
Spence,
from where?
There's
There's something really important you're missing here. You haven't seen the team with Amrabat and Højlund.
Exactly.
Okay,
But we've seen the
just
team die with players. Every player that comes to United dies.
See,
So the
exactly.
history says,
So let me
Let's
go
hope they
back to
don't.
K.
You
So
mean to
K,
tell
how
me
many goals?
Amrabat-
How many
Yeah.
goals is K?
Amrabat
K?
and Højlund will make a big difference to that team.
I think so.
Will make such a big difference that we're going to just start scoring 20 goals from Højlund. How?
all
No,
competitions.
how is that gonna
all
happen?
season.
He said
Yes.
15, though.
Two players.
15
Yes.
minimum.
Just two players are going to make a big difference like that?
Yes.
You mean to tell? Oh man, you guys need to check.
All right,
But
K.
we've
How many
we've
goals
seen-
are you
we've seen
watching
one
from
player-
Holland? Let
we've
me
seen
ask
one
Just
you.
make sure you
player
watch
change
United
his
every week because
One
I
at a
don't binge
time,
watch
one
the
at a
same
But
time,
team.
one
We've
at
seen
a
one
time.
player
You
change
might
his
be watching the
entire
B
team.
squad or something. Maybe you're watching like the youth team because you're not watching the United that I see every week. It's not happening, bro. I'm sorry, and I'm very
Okay,
sure.
okay,
Not the
okay,
youth
okay,
team
Very
is
Ben.
not
sure
like
I will be
Ben.
proved right.
Ben.
I
See,
think success
Højlund
is
will do good to score
infectious.
9-10 goals. Sorry.
Babes
will
Go
love-
ahead.
So I was going to say, did you see the season when Bruno Fernandes joined and how we changed our style of play completely for that season? It became a different team overnight with him. We got two pretty decent players coming in. Amrabat we know is a solid player. We've got Casemiro next to him. We've got Højlund, who's a good presser, who's a good harasser of defenders, who's got good pace. I'm not saying he's a prolific scorer. We don't know that yet. But sometimes one or two players can make a key difference
Huge,
to
a
change
huge
the
difference.
dynamic for the whole team.
Yes.
And,
Oh,
and
well, I
success
agree
is
with that. I agree
infectious.
with that.
Success is infectious.
we're not
Right,
we're not
let me go
disagreeing
to
with that.
K. K, how many goals do you expect from Holland?
I said, now that we've got Højlund, you'll see a better Rashford, but I still don't think he's going to score 15 to 20 in his first season.
Oh, man.
Give us
That's
a
a
number,
lot.
K. Hey, give
That's
us
a lot.
number. Hey,
His
give us
first
a
Okay.
number.
So what all comps?
All comes,
All
K.
comes.
Yes.
I think he'll get about 12.
What's
Okay,
the difference
that's
between 12 and 15? K, come
No, but he
on.
said
That's a
15 to
difference. That's
20.
3 more goals.
15 to 20,
That's 3
he
more
said.
goals.
I said double
That's just 3
figures.
goals.
I said he'll do
Double.
well to get double
I
figures.
know he'll hit double. I know he will hit double.
No, but
In
I'm
all
saying like
It's
low.
competitions.
guaranteed though.
But Tim, I'm saying low double figures, like 11 or 12. I'm not saying 20.
Yeah.
No. I think 20 is too much. It's too high.
20 is a bit much.
Too much.
20
Guys,
is much
guys,
for first
guys.
season.
High,
Guys,
yeah.
don't you
See,
think
If
we
this
should be
goes
asking?
20, we must be on fire.
And he's not on penalties. He's not on penalties either. He won't be on penalties in that
Guys,
team.
don't you think we should be asking what do you think is a reasonable target for him, as opposed to what we
Double
think he's going to
Reasonable
score?
to
I said
me.
double
I say
figures.
15
It's a reasonable
outcomes.
target.
15 outcomes.
Double
15
figures.
outcomes. 15
Okay.
outcomes.
Nah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That,
All
that's a lot.
competitions?
I don't think
That's like
no,
1 in
he
3.
won't make he won't
That's
score
like 1
15.
in 3, Tim.
He can get a hat
He
trick,
won't score
bro.
15.
Guys,
He
he
will not even
gets a
score-
hat trick.
If we want to
In
make
one
the top
game.
4, he needs 15.
Okay. You remember, right? Let me just explain this, right? Remember when before we got Varane, before we got Casemiro, before we got Bruno. These are big players that have come into our squad, right? And they've improved the squad, right? But remember before all these players came, we're like, man, if we could just get a top class center back, if we just get a 10. If we get this, if we get that, we'll play much better, right? Remember, even before we got Bruno, when Bruno came in, we started playing well. Don't get me wrong, but eventually, what happened? Didn't we start getting pumped some games? We got pumped by Liverpool, right? Did we get pumped? Okay, then and let me and then we got Varane. We're playing better, but eventually, it's like eventually this team resets back to reality. After maybe you might have a period of maybe like I mean half a season or a season, and then there's a reset back to reality, right? Now, with Højlund and Amrabat coming in, it will help the squad. It will help. They will play. I expect them to I expect the club to the team to play better, but I don't expect like what 20 goals from Højlund. I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's what
I don't think
Lukaku did in his
is
first season. Lukaku got 21 in his first season. He's proven in the Prem. And then in his second one, I think he got about 15. That's why, and he's a seasoned pro. To get
There
that
you
is
go.
a big target.
15
Like,
to
that's a
20
lot.
goals from a 20-year-old that has no Premier League experience is too much. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's
So
too
what's the realistic target you are giving him in all competitions?
Okay. K went 12. I think that's even a little bit too much. I'm gonna say like
No.
10. I'm gonna say like 10. 10 at
Realistically,
best. He
all
would, yeah,
competitions.
in my opinion,
Okay.
all comps 10. He would do very well to get. I mean, 12 is good though. Like if he gets 12, that's very good.
That's quite a good
Like,
season.
yeah, that's very good season for a 20-year-old first season in the Premier
The
League to
pressure at Man
score
United,
double digits.
the
Oh
striker
man,
at Man United, that shirt's heavy at United.
It
Bro.
can be. It can be.
It
So,
will
the
be.
last strike.
Ken, are you going to change your number?
No, 15 goals all comes. 15
Devin?
goals all comes.
I'm sticking by 15.
100%.
I believe he's got it.
Yeah, 15
Joe?
goals.
Is it a bad season if he gets less? Is that what you're saying?
No,
No, it won't be
so
a bad
here we
season.
go. I like my expectation is double digits. I expect 10. I think he's capable of 15, so I'm sticking by 15.
Okay. Joe?
I just feel like it's something that a lot of people haven't seen before, and he's a lot more decisive with his strikes. And I just get a feeling that these guys they don't have that much. Like next season, I can see maybe the goal tally drop, but I'm just hoping he takes the season.
Don't forget, Højlund scored 40 in his first season.
No, I'm not even. No, I'm not even looking that way as far as I'm looking at our player, because even if what's his name came to United, his goals will dry up too.
Yeah.
Believe that.
Yeah,
Graveyard shift.
Believe
Don't
that.
forget.
100%.
Graveyard shift.
So
United.
We don't keep the ball enough. We don't keep the ball
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
You can't keep
How
the
we
ball
get-
to score goals.
Who keeps the ball dictates the pace. So Joe, you said realistically, what is your final figure?
I'm sticking to 15.
15.
Man.
I even go as far as to
guys.
say
Vim,
15
realistically.
From
When
what I'm
you-
reading,
You guys
goal
ain't watching
contributions.
United. You
Hold
guys
on.
ain't
So,
watching
you know,
United.
So Vim, after
I'm
you've heard
convinced.
Vim,
You guys ain't
you've heard
watching this team.
everyone analyze it. You've heard Bem's analyzing
Yeah.
of how United, how bad
I'm
United
convinced.
is. What would you stick to now? Realistic target. Vim?
from what I'm reading, the goal target for him has been set at 20. Which seems reasonable for a striker. But it doesn't mean he's going to get
Striker that for
it.
season.
Doesn't mean he's
That's
going
not
to get
shit.
it.
He's not Michael
But
Owen.
what I'm reading, he's been set a target of 20 goals.
Nah, look, that's too high.
That's
Yeah,
too
but
high. That's too high.
he
He
won't
won't
get
make
it.
20.
It's just a target.
If he
It's
was
a
on
target.
penalties, I'd say 20 is reasonable.
Yeah,
He's not
it's
on
a target.
penalties.
This is all comes, guys. Remember, not
All
I would even
competitions,
say-
not
all
Premier League only.
competitions.
all
That's
comes.
like
Right?
one in
Even-
You
three.
guys know we're talking about all competitions, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
not
I know.
Even say-
goals.
Yeah.
I would even say with penalties, even if he's on penalties, 20 is too much. It's not even realistic. That's too much, man.
But
Well,
it's
now,
not
you guys
unrealistic. He's our
look at the
number
way
9.
we play. No,
This
well,
is
Well,
a-
let's round up.
you
Let's
just gotta-
round up.
Just separate it all out, right? He's a number 9 for Manchester United. Is 20 goals not a reasonable target for a club this big?
okay.
In all
Lukaku
these
only
competitions,
did it
I'll
one
ask the
season.
simple question.
Forget about-
When was the last
Yeah.
time? When was the last time a number 9 scored 20 goals for United?
Ronaldo.
Exactly.
Kay just told you.
Ronaldo.
didn't
Look, that's Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's Ronaldo. How many years ago was it? What? No. Apart
he?
from Ronaldo.
Lukaku scored 21, you said.
Lukaku scored.
In one season.
Cavani never scored
In one
more than
season.
15 max. I don't even know how many Cavani
Well,
was scored. He
it's
scored a lot.
Okay.
there was
Okay, you
season
know what?
Martial and Rashford both scored 20.
Right.
Okay. You know what? Okay. When was
And
the
then there's
last
when
time?
Martial scored 20
number 9
lockdown
scored-
season.
Yeah. Okay. When was the last time a number 9 scored 20 goals consistently at United?
Really?
Huh?
I mean, you're
Rooney.
gonna have to
So
go back
I
to
think-
Rooney.
I think-
You're gonna
I
have to go back to Rooney and Van Nistelrooy.
Okay.
Okay. There you
So-
go.
Yeah, but
Case-
that depends on
But there's no
circumstances.
case closed, Bims.
It depends
It's
on
your
circumstances.
feeling that he's not going to score 20 goals. And I'm not saying we don't all
No.
disagree with you. It's your feeling that he's not going to score 20 goals, but it's just a realistic target for all competitions. Can you accept it's a
I mean-
realistic target?
I don't. Okay, in my opinion, 20 goals is not realistic because of
comps.
the way we play in all comps. Because of the way we play, we don't play. We like what
for
Kay said.
number
We don't
9
hold the
for
ball
Manchester
enough.
United.
For number 9 in Manchester United
Yeah,
right
Man
now, with
United,
the way we
like,
play,
we're a
we
good
don't
team.
keep the ball enough. We don't create enough chances
But you've
for
got to set a
any
target
striker
which
to
is
score
higher
20
than
goals.
what you
I
possibly
think
can
Benz is
achieve.
still
No?
suffering from the workhorse factor. And
No,
I
it's
get
not. It's not even Weghorst. It's not
That's
even
why I said-
Weghorst. It's not even Weghorst. It's not even Weghorst.
Weghorst.
Every striker that plays for United is pretty much a graveyard shift. We don't create chances for our strikers. One, we don't hold the ball well enough. The ball
We don't
possession
cross
in
the
the
ball.
team is
We don't
not
cross the
enough for a striker. Exactly. We don't cross the ball.
but guys,
Rashford
Ben,
cuts in and shoots.
you haven't seen what's his name, Amrabat play for us. He will bring control in that midfield. That's what we were saying. You got Kobe Mainoo as well. He'll bring control into that midfield.
This is their first season, though, Ken.
Bruno,
Now,
Casemiro,
Benz, you
Amrabat,
do
in
understand.
midfield.
Left
One
back.
at a time. One at a time. We're gonna round up now.
Our left
Joe.
back Regulon can
Let's
whip
remember
crosses
today's
in.
September 10th.
Well,
You do
We'll be
understand.
talking-
We're saying.
I'll be laughing by the end of the season. That's fine.
I don't know why you would be laughing that you're correct.
No, he'll
at
be
the end
laughing
of the
celebrating
season,
trophies. It's
but-
all right.
You know, yeah. You know, but what I'm saying is, of course, me and them are assuming we fix our midfield problem, right? We don't think he's going to score 15, 20 goals with the team playing like this. Clearly, they have to get better, and we feel that they are going to get better enough for him to score 20 goals. The 15
That's what
I
we
didn't
were
co-sign the
right?
20. I'll stick to my
Guys,
15 there.
we've
Bill.
played 4 games already. You're forgetting that.
And he's not played. He came out. He played 20 minutes and caused Arsenal
Yeah,
two
but
issues.
I'm saying like that's 4 games out of the 50 maybe that we're gonna play.
That's
So you're
fine.
saying
And you still expect him to score 20
You're
goals?
saying in 45 games maybe.
No, we don't
He's going to score 20 goals.
No, it's a target.
That's a game.
It's the
That's
target.
pretty much. That's a goal.
We're just
A
talking
goal
about
every other
target.
game.
But you're saying
He
he's
has to
gonna
score a
score
goal every other
1
game.
in 3. Nah, it's not happening at Man United.
I said 15. He's going to score 15 goals. 15
in
goals.
all competitions.
In all
Benz,
competitions.
would you be happy at the end of the season if Rasmus scored 20 goals then?
Yes,
That's
yes.
amazing
I'll throw a
That's an
party.
amazing
So let's
You
just stick with
sure?
that.
Are you sure?
Stick with that.
I'll be happy.
That's an amazing season for him.
Right, gentlemen, it's been an absolute great day. I'm going to let Vim shut us out. Vim, give us the last word as we go into the game next week. Give us, close us out.
Rasmus Højlund, hat-trick.
Yes.
Right, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I guess it's going to be 3-3.
Tim, I just want to finish off on this.
Right.
Last season, we
Mhm.
scored 58 goals in the Premier League
Mhm.
as a team.
Right.
The
58.
season before that, 58. The season before that, we scored 57. The season before that, we scored 73. That's the season lockdown. That was the last season we scored big numbers when Marshall and Rashford. So we're getting like 50, like mid 50s in the Premier League. And that's, you got to remember, Bruno scores how many penalties?
That's because we haven't had a proper striker since then. That's why.
Very
No,
true.
but Bruno's still going to be on
Ken
PKs.
has a-
though.
Ken has a
Bruno's
point,
always
but-
going to be on PKs, regardless, though.
Right,
You know
so
that.
we will have our next one after the game next Sunday when we talk about the Brighton game. We'll see
After
if we're
2-0
going to be celebrating 3
win,
points
yes.
or 1 point. All right,
Or no
gentlemen,
point.
UK,
I said
UK,
at best 1
thank you
point,
very
man.
much. Vim,
Thanks,
Kay,
guys.
Ken, thank you very much for staying up. I appreciate your time. Tampa guy, I appreciate you. Ken, Devin, appreciate you. Mr. Controversial and Joe, thank you very much. See you guys on the next one. See you
Take care.
during the week. Take care. Thank you,
Take
guys.
care, guys. Cheers.
All
See you
right.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Nice.